Expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. If we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Oh, Cecil's not going to like that, Randy. Cecil the Wonder Dog is not going to like the Blue the puppy sitting in his spot.
Yeah, well, Blue is learning. Cecil is reclining well in the front room, and he needs a little time away from little brother.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we have that happen in our house too. Buddy can only take so much of Bebo's crap before he's had enough.
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
we try to protect Cecil the Wonder Dog any chance we get, and this is the way that we do it.
So Bebo had an appointment this morning, and so when we put the harness on him, and then he left, I stayed with Buddy. Buddy was like, I never heard him talk so much. He's like, he wasn't sad that Bebo left. He was pissed that he's like, he's going on a walk. I want to go on a walk. Why is he going on a walk? I haven't been on a walk.
That's too bad.
In a long time.
Yeah.
And he was like, for the longest time, sitting there going,
yeah.
And he never has done that before.
Yeah.
I told him it's too hot for a walk. I was like, he's going on an appointment. And
we get up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, Miss Kim and I, and we take Blue Boy out in the backyard. He runs around like a crazy
the
man.
hell are you doing so early?
Oh yeah,
My
no, 5 o'clock in
God.
the morning, we take him out because that's when he's ready to get out of the kennel. Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning, I just tell my dogs, get used to being bored for a few months.
Well,
I'm not
he's-
getting up early, and you
Yeah,
ain't walking where it'll burn your puppy pods.
Well,
your pads.
he's nice and cool, nice grass in the backyard. And oh geez, where'd he go? He peed all over the place here yesterday, so I'm keeping an eye on him here. But I think he's got he's got his little house leash on, so that's so I can catch him and I can correct him positively when he does something, he makes bad choices. I can correct him positively.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's cute, but I mean, everything that's cute loses cuteness after a while when they've chewed on it, pooped on it, peed on it, scratched it, bit it, did whatever. Then it's like, all right, time to get to work. Time to get to business here.
He hasn't destroyed anything. He just peed on my couch in here, and
just now.
Oh no, yesterday. But I just took him out of the crate. He had his lunch, and he had a nap before that, and I took him out before the show, and he's good to go. I think. Yeah, he's good to go.
Yeah, he'll be napping in no time. All right, so listen, I know there's breaking news today, and there's a lot of stuff to get to, but and I'm not going to do this part in the Big Georgia sports history, but today is a dark day. Today is a dark day in sports for us. Today is that day, Randy. The day back in 1993 that I stopped watching basketball for a while, a long while.
That's the day. Today's the day.
Today's the day. Back
This
in
is
1993.
Danny Ainge didn't lift his arms today.
Didn't put up even the slightest bit of defense. Michael Jordan scored 33 points in that game, but it was John Paxson who hit the three-pointer with 3.9 seconds left and gave the Chicago Bulls that 99-98 victory over the Phoenix Suns over there at America West Arena, taking the NBA Finals in 6 games. Danny Ainge, you son of a bitch, you're a three-point shooter. Why did you not even bother putting your hands up? It was like you were daring him, like you thought there's no way, John Paxson, you're going to make this. Oh, I guess you did. Well, I guess I'll go home now. Great. Thanks, Danny Ainge. Thanks for nothing.
It's a dark day for all of our Suns fans today.
Yeah, I see the Berg. He posts up this thing where he's like a ticket from that game. He's like, "Oh yeah, I was there." Burn it, burn it, burn it,
burn it to the ground.
But
Berg.
it's history, sort of.
Oh, keep that history to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like the pictures of your German uncle in a German uniform.
Yeah, Nazi. Yeah,
death
camp uniform.
No. If it's a Nazi one, burn it. Just I'm saying, even like in the World War I Nazi thing with the big old horn thing on that, it's like maybe you don't put that out where people can see it, but keep it. No, but if it says a Nazi emblem on it, you burn that. You don't ever want anybody to have that memory or
is that what that ticket is to you?
Shame of your family. Yes, burn the ticket, Berg. I'll buy the ticket from you and I'll burn it myself.
Can I be there when you burn it?
Yes.
Can I put the lighter fluid on it? So
yes, and I want you to try to stop me like Danny Ainge tried to stop John Paxson.
Oh, I will. Oh, yeah.
Which is to say that you won't.
Yeah, he'll make no real effort.
I'll put up Danny Ainge defense. You better damn believe it.
I like Donnie. Another classic Phoenix. Shut up, Donnie. You didn't even have that chance. You've never even had that chance.
Yeah, the Timber Pups weren't even they weren't even part of the NBA back then.
All right.
Donnie.
Ralph from Harmon Solar. Happy Suns lost the finals day. Yeah, happy you got Pimple Face Kid as a coach day. Enjoy JJ Redick day. He can't be happy about that. He can't be happy about that.
It's one of those ones where there's just unknowns. It's not like JJ Redick's going to be bad.
On the phone the other day, he said he did not want JJ Redick.
Okay,
Happy
well,
your
there
team's
you
on
go.
vacation again, Dave, Ralph.
Happy you should be embarrassed. Your team put a bad offer to Dan Hurley, and he turned it down, making you look like a bunch of
Well,
chumps.
It was a
Happy
great offer.
making JJ Redick feel like he's second banana, sloppy seconds, whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it, day. And happy,
sloppy
enjoy
seconds.
JJ Redick being a yes man for LeBron James, but never really coaching you to anything good or interesting.
Happy you
Day.
already lost the playoffs next year, Ralph, starting right now. Ha ha! Ha! How do you like that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Happy day. Happy day. Yeah. So, Ralph, you can't. How did you type that without, like, having a seizure from laughter? He says JJ will lead us back to back in-season tournament championships.
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Well, you got that going for you.
I
No,
would've-
you're
I
probably
would've-
right about that.
I would have broken my thumbs before I sent that text. Personally, that's just me.
Broken my thumbs.
Yes,
I
I
can
just
see on. No, I can't type that.
I would have thrown my phone into the toilet and flushed it before I sent that text. That's just that's embarrassing.
Berg says, Jeffrey, I was pulling for the Suns, but I wanted to see Jordan win a title live in person there. That was pretty cool. No, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, that is something. Yeah.
But that hurt me deeply. I was so in. I was more in than I've ever been in my entire life for a sporting event or team or anything. And we had been riding high with these Suns for the entire season. And we were like, man, this isn't gonna be easy, but we can do this. And we believed. And it was just like,
Yeah.
oh, that
It was
just
so close.
took it out of me.
So close. So close. We were right there. Game 7.
Berg says, semi-breaking news. There's a parade on Friday in Boston, but not in Dallas, not in Minneapolis. You are correct, sir.
That's true. That is true.
Mr. Wilbur
they-
says, hey, Ralph, Jimmy J.J. Walker Reddit. He is dynamite.
You're gonna have to explain that one.
I don't want to.
Think
I
we're the wrong
I
guy.
understand the reference. I'm just trying to understand why you thought it was.
I think he's
Good.
the wrong color, Mr. Wilt. Never mind.
You're gonna break me, and the show's just starting. That's-
The Purple Plug says, is Blue the dog related to Blue from Old School?
Hell no. Blue, the dog. My new assistant producer, Blue the dog. He has so he's an Australian Shepherd. If you know anything about Australian Shepherds, they have these beautiful icy blue eyes, and he has brown eyes, but he's got this kind of blue superhero streak in his left eye,
A little bit of
And
the
that-
David Bowie.
and that's why we call him the Blue.
There you go. Not bad. Donnie says Minneapolis lives rent-free in that big coward's head. What big coward? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
By the way, if you're talking about any of us
Berg?
Suns
I
fans,
think he's talking about Berg.
we don't even think about Minneapolis. What are you talking about?
As Berg celebrates yet another chip, you are talking about Berg.
Yeah, Berg, the Boston sports fan.
Yeah,
okay.
the guy who's practically drowning in rings for his entire life. Yeah, that's the guy
mean
we're going to
Berg?
make fun of. Sure.
Yeah, that's the
you
thing.
mean
Berg
Scott-
probably has
Scott
more,
Berg?
more championships as a fan than anybody could even think of what to
All
do with.
three of us put together,
Mhm.
probably. Yeah, it's sad.
Ralph has crab says, why is Ralph a Lakers fan and a Seahawks fan? Makes no
Well, he-
sense. A lot of people
well,
can't get over this.
He
well,
he grew,
that makes
grew
sense
up
to
in
me.
L.A. and he's been a Laker fan his entire life.
There's a good story reason
yeah.
for it. It's just it is still hard to reconcile in your brain when you think
The
about it.
Laker
And then
fan,
I
Seahawks
think-
fan thing, I don't mind. It's the Rams fan, Seahawk fan thing.
Well,
I don't
he,
get.
he was a Rams fan when they were in L.A. proper, and then they
Okay.
moved to St. Louis, and then he had to get another team.
So let him go.
And so when he
I-
and Pippi
I am-
Longstocking took a trip to Seattle, this is very romantic story. It deserves some sort of beautiful music, but
It
that's
doesn't.
what happens. You see, Ralph took Pippi Nostocking to Seattle,
That's not
and
exactly the music you're looking
this
for.
is
but-
where at the Space Needle, Ralph said something like this to Pippi Longstocking. Pippi, you make my Space Needle. Always.
I don't really
And
know
then
that
she
that's-
accepted, and then
She
the
said
rest
more
is
like a
history.
thumbtack, Ralph. And the rest was history.
And they were, I believe they were wed the next day right there in Seattle. And that's why Ralph is a Seattle Sea Chicken
It's
fan.
a different song altogether. I think it's Ralph's Sports Wagon is a coming round. You know, because he's always on a bandwagon.
So of some variety. It's like I understand that you used to be a Rams fan, but when you let them go and you decided to root for their divisional rival,
Well, they
let them go.
They moved to St. Louis, so they weren't a divisional rival.
Well, they are
any
now.
longer.
Let it go.
Now,
I grew up
yes.
rooting for the Yankees when I was a kid because the Washington.
Can you shut his mic off?
Washington.
Can you turn him off,
I
Jeffrey?
have the button.
Yankee fan.
So
Oh my God.
because my aunt lived my grandma lived in New
Remember
York.
what I said about like not having like Nazi photos in like your house? Maybe not.
Yes.
Telling people you used to root for the Yankees is a good one to do.
Well,
Just never
correct, but
doing
it's a
that
cautionary tale. So I did that because I was a child. Washington didn't have a baseball team, and I would spend all my summers in New York with my grandma, and they were always on the Yes Network, so I watched all the games. Then Washington got a baseball team. I stopped rooting for the Yankees. I do not root for both of them.
Well, I mean,
I let one go so I could have the other. You don't get to have two teams. You have one team. If it's the Seahawks, then it's the Seahawks, and it's not the Rams.
Go back to how you stopped rooting for the Yankees again. Go repeat that, please.
Oh, that was a pretty easy call. It was like, the team from the city where I actually grew up and identify, that's the team I root for. So I root for the Washington Nationals. I let the Yankees go. None of those championships count towards me. Or, when I count all of the championships that I've ever witnessed as a team that I root for.
Yeah.
Sure. But you probably aren't in the position to make fun of that for me.
Not.
Okay.
I got one hand.
Okay.
I have
let's just
shots fired.
I have 3 fingers.
I've seen a couple in the last 5 years of my life. Let's not act like that's nothing there. But I let that go. I let the Yankees go. And it was a very easy call to make.
What would you rather have? A World Series or a Super Bowl?
Yes.
I'd rather have a Super Bowl.
See, I've had those more recently.
I
than you.
got the World Series. Though.
Yes, both of them, and a Stanley Cup.
Don't get me wrong.
I'll
I'll take the World Series and the Stanley Cup. Don't get me wrong on that. But
I got a World Series and a couple of Super Bowls.
I would rather have a Super Bowl and an NBA Finals.
No NBA Finals.
Those aren't the two that I have. So what do you got?
No Stanley Cup. Yeah. So like I said, one hand. We could both count on one hand.
Yeah. Which is more than a lot of places get. So
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. Fighting Wampa says, "Oh, Randy, this is a good point.
Yeah.
What are you calling the dog again?
Blue.
Just Blue, not Blue the dog.
No, it's a Blue.
Yeah. Don't
Just
say
Blue.
Blue the dog.
His middle name is Red. His last name White. Blue, Red, White is his full name.
That's such a cool name.
But when you say, "Hey, here comes Blue," don't feel like you have to explain that it's Blue the dog.
Well,
No.
Randy hasn't done that.
Because
It's mostly
I
people
don't.
texting in to ask about
Fighting Wampa says,
Yeah.
"I just turned the show on. First thing I heard was Blue the dog. What the hell?
What?
Yeah,
It's a dog named Blue.
right.
Fighting
Not
Wampa.
Me
BLEW.
and you and a dog named Blue, traveling and living off the land.
Yeah, just don't say Blue the dog anymore." Donnie says, "You stopped rooting for the team with multiple rings over your hometown team. Good decision. Great decision. Yeah, it's called an honorable one.
Yeah, well,
Donnie.
yeah, it's called loyalty and having it. Not that you would understand because
And didn't you kind of do that? No, I was going to say, didn't you do the same when you decided to be a Diamondbacks fan? But
yeah,
kind of the same thing. With the Twins,
I
isn't it?
rejected the multiple championships
Not
because
really
for me,
a Diamondbacks fan after today, are you?
No, I'm talking about Donnie, Randy.
Oh,
try to keep up.
Yeah, for me, it's
Oh,
not about
sorry.
just having a bunch of championships. It's about like earning it and being part of that process, and that is the part that I find cool. So I like it.
Ralph Has Crabs says, "So he's a Rams fan too? Makes 0 sense. Pick a team and stick with him. Don't bandwagon jump like all LA sports fans." Oh, is that an LA sports fans trait to do that?
I watched when the Clippers were starting to get good. The Clippers were beating the Lakers to death one day in a game, and I saw on TV a Lakers fan take off his Lakers jersey and throw on a Clippers jersey in the middle of the game. I don't know if that's an LA fan thing to do. But
funny.
It's LA fans that I see do it more than anybody else. So I don't know.
Sideshow Bob says, "Just that I'd throw this out there. I'm a Rams fan." He says, "But I'll tell you what, Arizonans not obligated to root for the Cardinals. They've been overflowing dumpster of trash the entire time.
Wow.
Well, it's
That's
not up to
awfully harsh.
you
Yeah.
The
to
police, how other
decide or give
people
clemency.
Look, I
know?
understand that the Cardinals began 1940 something in Chicago. They won a championship in Chicago. Then they moved on, and they have been various places. They were in St. Louis. They left St. Louis. They came out to Arizona. They've been out in Arizona since 1998, I believe. That's when they were playing at Sun Devil Stadium. Was it 93? I can't remember. I am old and somewhat decrepit in mind. But anyway, I understand the Cardinals have moved around, but that's my team, man. The Arizona Birds of Prey, the red mighty Cardinal. And this year, I think all you fools are going to swallow all of your venom and vitriol about my Cardinals because my Cardinals are back.
Randy, the Cardinals started in '88. Bruno Baller's right. That was like in the 80s.
See, 88. Yeah. That's it. Okay.
We try to kind of put that out of our Ralph, good luck with JJ Redick. That was pretty much what the last 18 minutes was all about. 18 minutes of us trying to tell Ralph, congratulations and good luck.
Good luck with your new coach.
On JJ Redick. Big George says, Randy, for the record, the Minnesota Timberwolves most definitely existed back in 1993. They were formed in 1989 and have sucked ever since. It's all facts.
It's boy.
Sorry, Big George. You can buy me some chicken nuggets the next time you're in town to make up for that. I'm sorry.
Mr. Wilbur says, boys, I was just giving super duper heavy sarcasm aimed at Ralph. JJ is going to be looking for work in 2 years unless LeBron has his swan song season this year. So you think for JJ Redick to have a successful season as head coach of the Lakers, LeBron has to go away? Interesting.
Really?
Who will replace him?
Well, because if you have LeBron, you are stuck in the process of trying to get to the finals, no matter how close your team is to getting to the finals. If you don't have LeBron, you can actually take some more time. You can build through the draft. You can take the chance to miss on a few picks. A lot of teams do. The Thunder made the playoffs this year, and I think they have a bright future, but they missed on a bunch of picks. So have the 76ers, who drafted Joel Embiid, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, you get the chance to take the long road if you're not playing for a championship right now every year. The Lakers are playing for a championship right now annually, and it's a problem because it means that they can't really build for their future.
And JJ Redick is going to take him to the promised land?
I don't think so. And that's the issue, is that JJ Redick would be better off coaching a team that can take its time.
Like the Pistons.
I have a question.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't
Jeffrey
like the way that
O'Brien,
organization's run, but
the Fanatic. Go ahead.
So they had offered Dan Hurley a 6-year deal, and they've offered JJ Redick a 4-year deal. They offered Hurley a 6-year, $70 million deal. We don't know how much money JJ Redick's going to get, do we? I haven't seen that anywhere.
I didn't see that anywhere.
$27.50 an hour.
Oh, he's on hourly? He's got to punch a clock?
I think I read that somewhere, $27.50 an hour.
I have not seen the financial details of the deal yet. But it's going to be less money than what they offered to Hurley.
Well, yeah.
So that's the reason why it's 4 years and not 6. Why would you hitch your wagon to a guy for 6 years that's never coached before?
I will be honest with you. I don't know why they gave him a 4-year deal. Be honest with you.
Because they didn't want to give him 5 and 3 was too short.
I would have given him like 2.
You could try to give him 2, but you didn't have the leverage in that situation. The guy you really wanted already said no.
We also don't know how little money he's getting. Sideshow Bob says, please don't say championship anymore. We want bowl rings. Well, that to me, when I say it's a championship, I don't mean the conference finals. I don't mean the NFC. I don't mean the National League. I mean, when I say championship, I'm not thinking those things. I'm thinking World Series ring, Super Bowl ring, the Larry O'Brien trophy. That's the kind of stuff I'm thinking.
Lord Stanley's. Oh,
no,
sorry. Sorry, Jeffrey. I didn't mean to bring that up again. So.
It's depressing. Anyway, so we have to take a break. Will we come back? More to talk about in the NBA and other things too. Hey, by the way, go Diamondbacks. Sorry, Keon. But go Diamondbacks.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are the betting favorite to win the World Series at plus 270. The New York Yankees are plus 450. The Philadelphia Phillies plus 600. The Atlanta Braves plus 900. And the Baltimore Orioles plus 1,000. As far as league winners, the Yankees are plus 190 to win the American League pennant. Baltimore is at plus 450. Over in the National League, the Dodgers are plus 140 to win the pennant. Philadelphia plus 270. The Atlanta Braves plus 450. And Milwaukee plus 1,200. The Arizona Diamondbacks are plus 185 to make the National League playoffs. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Because you want to hear bacon and eggs on your outdoor griddle, not the scraping of rust. Introducing the Weber Slate rust-resistant griddle. Stays ready, not rusty, with a carbon steel cooktop, pre-seasoned and ready to cook on right out of the box. The Weber Slate heats evenly edge to edge up to 500 degrees. All you'll hear is the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Slate rust-resistant griddle just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
We're kicking off summer's greatest hits at Macy's. And we're celebrating with our lowest prices of the summer. Take 40 to 60% off everything you need to make the most of beach days, backyard barbecues, and summer weddings. Because Macy's has you covered for the big days and all the little moments that make up summer's greatest hits. Shop our lowest prices of the summer today at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
I wasn't sure how that was going to go. David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Okay, so JJ Redick is now the Lakers head coach. That leaves two teams that don't have a coach, the Pistons and someone else I don't care about. Who's the other team?
I believe the other team is Cleveland.
Oh, that's right, the Cavaliers, right? Okay. Who's left over to go fill those positions? Will Monty Williams go to Cleveland now? And I don't know who the hell is going to go to I don't think anyone wants to go to Detroit. Even Austin Reeves, somebody says, "Hey, we need you in Detroit, buddy." He's like, "I am not going to Detroit." They're like, "Damn."
Yeah, it's just a bad job. Like, if you have options, you would never choose Detroit on purpose. And then, Cleveland is going to be its own situation because you have Donovan Mitchell, but Donovan Mitchell's a free agent. Is Donovan Mitchell coming back to play for Cleveland? If he does, that's a pretty decent job. If he doesn't, it's not great.
Can I tell you what would make me laugh, like hugely laugh out loud? I don't laugh out loud. Very, very, very seldomly do I actually LOL. And I don't think anybody really LOLs as much as they LOL in text or in other things.
That's true.
The LOL is well, it's a lie. It's a lie. So when you send me LOL, I'm just like, lie out loud, because you ain't laughing. Nobody's laughing all the time. You know how psychotic you'd be if you LOL'd all the time. You claimed to LOL. Oh, man, we would have to put you away. So I would actually LOL, laugh out loud, if the Pistons come out, they have a press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to our new head coach, Dan Hurley. That'd be the best day of my life. Can you imagine how funny that would be? And then they're like, we've decided to pay him 6 years, $71 million.
Price is Right rules.
Oh my God, I would just laugh. Or you're like, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Hurley's agreed to work for $10 million a year. We've just given him a 4-year deal. And the Lakers like, what? Oh, it's not going to happen. But man,
it would be funny.
It's a dream. It's a dream come true, isn't it? And
it's tough because I don't think Monty's going to get hired anywhere. Not after that last season.
Monty's going to take some time off.
Yeah, he
Monty can take the rest of his life off. He's got $65 million for free.
It's just a matter of how much does he love coaching, and I just think he's probably more interested in focusing on his wife right now and her health issues rather than that. So I think he's going to take the time off regardless of whether money is the issue.
What a crappy way to go out, though. With what happened with the Pistons, what a crappy way to go out. I know he got paid enormously, and I don't know what their agreement is moving forward, because I know there was some healthcare benefits built into the contract, and if those are going to continue, I don't know. But what a kind of a, as a competitor and a head coach, what a terrible way to go out.
Yeah, it wasn't a good team, but you did win 14 games.
And you got 65 more million coming. Well, 80 million overall, if I'm not mistaken.
As a competitor, though, I mean, you coach and you play the game for the game. It's not about the money.
Because
I'm going to look at my bank account and say, I'm over it.
He didn't, though. He asked them if he could stay. He tried to stay on board.
He wanted to stay there.
Knowing that he was going to get paid either
and he
way.
Can come back some other time. I'm just saying. The pain is numbed a good deal. It's by $80 million in your bank account.
We're not necessarily talking about the pain. We're just talking about if you've got competitive spirit, that's going to be an issue for you. That doesn't mean it's the only thing. It doesn't mean that Monty's suffering.
I've got spirit. How about you? No, I got $80 million in the bank. Thanks.
Monty never has to clean his own clothes for the rest of his life. Someone else can do that.
But here's the thing.
Competitively, I think he probably does want to try and finish what he started.
I think Monty's the kind of guy, though, that he's thankful on one hand that he can spend a lot of time with his wife, take care of his wife, doesn't have to go to work, doesn't have to.
Does anybody know how she's doing, by the way?
I don't know, but
curious.
But he's probably thankful for the opportunity to have the kind of money that frees him up to be able to be there with his wife every day, take care of her, not have any medical bills. Moving forward, he can be there for the rest of his family, not just his wife, but I think they have a couple of kids, right? I mean, so he could be there for his kids. And, but I mean, as a competitor, though, leaving the game the way he did, that's got to be eating at him.
Well, anybody who's on the Pistons is going to have an ugly mark on their life.
If not on their coaching record, because I mean, you can look at Monty's record and how many games he's won in his career, and then he's got that 14-win season that's just pulling his entire, winning average down.
Yeah, but I think a lot of NBA teams will overlook that. They'll look at what he did in Phoenix. They'll look at what his reputation is, what kind of a guy he is. I
just think that there are some other coaches that they'll probably look at first who have been out of it. Dave Yorger's been out for a while. Terry Stotts has been out for a while. I think Terry Stotts is a great coach. I'm genuinely interested in why no one has looked at that guy since he left Portland. There are options out there.
Well, right now there's 2 teams that need coaches, and I don't know what the situation is as far as rebuilding the Pistons. I don't think I've really heard much about what they have been doing or what they're possibly doing in the draft or anything yet. So that just seems like a dead zone, like a complete, just horrific dead zone. And, nobody's going to want that job.
It's not a job that you take if you have pedigree already. It's a job that you take if you're an up and coming coach and you think to yourself, this is the opportunity. I don't know if I'm going to get another one. I'll take this shot and see if I can do something with these Pistons. Because if I can, I'm good for the rest of my career.
You know who would be perfect for this job in Detroit? John McLeod.
Oh, I was going to say Monty Williams.
John McLeod would be a great pickup for the Pistons. I think the Pistons need to get on the horn with the great John McLeod. He was here in Phoenix for a long time. I know he's maybe a little old. I know. He's been kind of quiet lately. We haven't heard much about John McLeod, but I think if the Pistons got John McLeod, then I think they're going to be okay.
Well, the other part is, I don't care. It's just the Pistons. It's just the Cavaliers. Doesn't affect my life in any way whatsoever. So whatever.
The Wingstop in Detroit was giving away free wings for every Pistons victory over the course of the season, and the fact that they only had to do that 14 times is an incredible testament to the gamble they took, and the fact that they knew it was going to pay off.
It's sad. Big George says, I think Detroit Pistons legend Isaiah Thomas should take that job.
Oh,
they love him in Detroit.
They won't for long if he's the coach.
There it is.
He's not. Come on, Big George.
Hey, no, Keon, you got to think about this. Get him the hell away from Matt Ishbia.
Hold on.
Okay, let him go.
Let me rethink this.
Focus on
Suddenly,
it. See what I'm
it's
saying?
sounding like a fantastic idea. The Pistons should absolutely do this. Just brilliant, actually. I can't. Yes, I changed my mind. Strong argument, Randy.
Maybe we could pay them to. I don't know. Bruno Baller says, has Keon heard about that recruit? We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Of course, he's heard about him.
Yeah.
Who hasn't heard about him? In fact, I guess we could talk about him right now. This is a guy to keep an eye on. His name is he French? I think he's French. He has a French name.
Well, he might have French ancestry. I don't know if he's actually French.
So his name is Olivier. Olivier.
Olivier?
Maybe it's Olivier.
Maybe.
But that's his first name, Riaux. I don't know how to pronounce that because I'm not French.
He's from Montreal, actually.
So
Montreal,
the Florida Gators have officially recruited the tallest basketball player in the world, Olivier, whatever, Riaux. I don't know how to say it.
Riux. Guy doesn't jump at all. It's the
7'9".
He doesn't have to jump if he's 7'9".
Guys, he's only a freshman.
He grew.
He's probably going to get taller.
The last time they measured him to now, he grew 3 inches.
He could.
Where is he?
Go past 8 feet. So,
dear God.
Right now, he's tied with former Chinese professional basketball player Sun Mingming, who is also 7'9". Sun is currently listed as the tallest professional basketball player in the world. And if you're wondering who the tallest to play in the NBA, well, it's not Manute Bol. It's George Murisan, who is 7'7". Manute Bol, he's been listed at 7'7", but also at 7'6". So, but I'll tell you what, this guy comfortably, Olivier Riux, will basically just completely annihilate the record at 7'9". And so his parents were kind of tall. I mean, not that tall. His dad was 6'8". His mom was 6'2". His brother is 6'9", so tall family. But then he just went.
What if I broke the mold entirely?
So whatever the hell is going on in Montreal.
What do you have to do to grow a child that big? I did everything. I ate gypsum. I worked around concrete and asbestos, and nothing happened.
You should have taken some naps by Palo Verde nuclear power plant.
Oh, damn it. See, I knew I was forgetting something. All right.
And did you stretch your babies?
Well, I mean, yeah.
You got to stretch your babies. When you go fishing and you catch a fish, and you're like, I really need this to be 32 inches. And you're like, come on. Same thing with a baby.
Huh. No, I had a little miniature rack. I stretched all the sons, all my boy childs.
All right, so you stretched your babies.
Yeah, but Christopher was the biggest, and the rest of them were maybe smaller like their dad. So
yeah, if you're not stretching your babies, I don't know what you're thinking. You know, you end up with
that's it.
You end up with short kids.
I mean, I was feeding them. They would have that nuclear water from the Palo Verde plant. That's what their drinking water was, and their babas. And I tried to do everything, but apparently nothing works.
You imagine being in junior high and trying to defend this guy.
I don't have to imagine.
I'm not even gonna try.
I'm looking at video of the guy right now, and there are kids that aren't even attempting. Like, why bother?
Yeah, you're just like
I remember when I was playing in high school, and I got dunked on by a dude who was 6'4", and I was like, this is bull bleep. Like, why am I here?
Can you imagine?
Can I
you're out
imagine
there-
if the guy was actually 7'9"? No, I don't. It's
You're out there,
crazy.
your junior high school basketball coach says, "All right, Fredericks, get out there and jump ball with this guy," and he would just, what? No.
Let me tell you how this conversation go with me. I'm reasonable. I'm a reasonable person, right? So let's say I got to play basketball with this guy. So I'd walk up to him, and this would be his view. I'd be like, "Listen, I'll tell you what. We'll make you a deal. Don't foul me with your giant hand, and I just won't get in your way. Can we agree on that?"
See, I think it would be different with me. Like, look, bro, give me the ball or I hit you right in the junk.
You can't. I don't know if you could reach his junk.
I'll foul out.
You probably have to run under him like that tunnel in the redwood forest trees.
You better just shoot jumpers. They're all going to be open for you, so there's
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
you better just shoot jumpers. You start
Look, if
thinking
I-
this dunk business, and I'm fouling you. I just want you to
I'm
know
gonna
this.
hit you right in the junk.
Well, I
Jack.
feel like his junk might hit you right back.
Okay. Well, then I'm
Send
getting
you across the room.
I'm getting in a boxing match with it, and that's what's happening.
It's
Because
It's a speed
I refuse to be embarrassed. That's just the one. After that one dunk, Larry
Be a whole
Wilkinson
lot of-
dunked on me. I'll never forget him.
Yeah.
I
A
saw
whole
him on
lot of
TV
nobody
later. I
getting
couldn't
in the
believe it.
game. Just sitting on the bench. No, I ain't going in.
After that, I was just like, yeah, you know what? No one will ever dunk on me again. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, just a whole lot of. You're
Fouling.
going in. No, I'm not.
It's going to be a couple of flagrant twos, I guess. That's what's going to happen.
Can you imagine this? He was when he was 12. He was 6'11".
When did his voice change?
does
Like
that
in
work?
kindergarten?
Oh,
excuse me,
His voice
teacher.
changed in the womb. He came out. What's going on, everybody?
Miss
Bonjour,
Johnson, can I get
mother
the,
effers.
the bathroom pass so that I could.
Bonjour, I'm here.
Give me that nipple. Whoa. I don't think we're gonna breastfeed. Just we're gonna pass on that. Start pumping. Come on. Oh God. Jesus.
Holy cow.
That kid is terrifying.
This is your fault, Frank.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I don't know what we're talking about, but we'll talk about it. It's the Daily Lender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Need parts fast? O'Reilly Auto Parts has fast. Need them now? We've got now. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. We're O'Reilly Fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with the surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps looks like
building lifetime change makers in Arizona communities. From serving children alongside First Things First to Executive Director of Prevent Child Abuse Arizona. From the Pinal County Sheriff's Office to the Governor's Office, serving with AmeriCorps today creates limitless potential for every new member to lead Arizona tomorrow. Where will AmeriCorps take you? Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Before becoming a professional announcer, I took the announcer oath, which forbids me from misleading listeners.
Just wrap your heads around the reality of that.
That means I speak the truth when I say
you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
Just say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Brunswick guy says, Mr. O'Brien. Yes. He says, Mr. O'Brien is the most reasonable. What is the real shame? Because the computer locked up. Oh, here it is. Mr. O'Brien is the most reasonable person I know next to my wife, who puts up with an awful lot. Thanks for teaching my kids the word vaginale. Well, you're welcome, but nobody had said that today, so I'm not sure why you're bringing that up again. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Monty Williams. I guess that Notre Dame education taught him more than we thought. Not many of us get paid $60 million to go away. Well, he didn't get paid $60 million to go away. He's getting paid $65 million to go away.
And again, the education, maybe because he's been a good coach and he was able to earn the opportunity to do that. But once the team is offering you $65 million, you don't have to go to an Ivy League school to say yes. It's guaranteed no matter what I do. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree to that one. I mean, you don't have to split the atom to figure that one out.
Here's my prediction. Monty Williams will take that year off that he was originally going to take off, and he'll probably find himself back in as all these coaches do in a assistant position somewhere, some sort of a leadership role, because let's admit, let's all just agree. He's really great with players. He ends up being like a uncle or father figure to a lot of these guys. He's just a real easygoing, even-tempered kind of guy. So, and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about.
And he's good with young players. Like, I think there's a point where players who have a lot more experience, for better or worse, don't necessarily want to hear the message that he has. But when a guy's starting his career, like Monty's
except for DeAndre Ayton.
Well, even Ayton had a year, because you don't get to the finals without Ayton having the year where he's bought in.
So you're saying that Monty Williams is only good for the first year with someone, and after that, he's crap as a coach?
Well, no, I think it depends on the demeanor of the player, too. I think Ayton was the kind of person who, was willing to listen early, but then his head got a little big and he thought he was better than he was and he stopped listening. That's just kind of how it seemed to me. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think that that's necessarily a Monty issue. If he's got guys who are willing to work, he could probably stick with them longer than that. But when you've got new players coming in, guys he didn't coach from when they were early on, and now they're here as veterans, it seems like those guys don't necessarily want to hear it.
I like Pina Coladas text in, says, hello, Jeffrey. You said I could change my texter nickname, so I'd like to change it to Jeffrey's Naked Ant. Yeah, no.
Vetoed.
Feel like I'd kind of like to forget about that.
If you can imagine that.
I didn't even see it, and I was traumatized by my son telling me about it. So.
Oh, no.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, Monty is like the dad who doesn't discipline his kids, right? Kids never reach their potential. Who has he mentored and made better?
Well,
superstars that would develop regardless of the coach, maybe?
Number one, he brought the Phoenix Suns from the absolute bottom of their division, and he brought them to an NBA Finals and damn near won the thing. And then he put them back in the playoffs again the following year. So that's number one. Second of all, I think because you have these entitled little egocentric players that think they know more about basketball than the coach, that's where you run into trouble. And I think Monty Williams had a hard time. He was trying to relate to these young players, but these guys get a couple $100 million under the belt. They just think they know everything, and the coach doesn't. That's why we're in the shape we're in with, LeBron James. I mean, Michael Jordan, even when he started getting paid, he didn't like their general manager or the way that other people were coaching him, and he ran a damn good coach out of there before Phil Jackson got there. So I think you got to find somebody the players respect, no matter what they're making and no matter what their feelings are, and they're willing to buy into a system.
Hey, did you hear that baby from Rugrats got traded?
Who?
The baby from Rugrats. Alex Caruso. He looks like the little baby from Rugrats. He's got the headband like, Tommy and a big old bald head.
How did he get traded? Okay, good.
He got traded. The Bulls traded Tommy from Rugrats over to the Oklahoma City Thunder for the creepy kid, Josh
Giddey. Yeah,
little creepy Giddey. So it's baby Caruso traded for creepy Giddey. So, okay.
Well, I mean, I think that's good for OKC. I think they realize they need to get some more experience on the roster. They've got a good young core of guys, but you do need somebody who's got some experience. Caruso has that. He's been on some deep playoff runs, and he's a point guard, which I think helps them a lot because they were missing that last year. Somebody who's going to run that offense. Giddey can't do it, and there were times where I just was looking out there and like, what is Josh Giddey contributing to this team? And the answer in the playoffs, at least, was not clear.
Yeah, I'll tell you
he
what,
was out there, but I don't know what he was doing.
If Giddey starts chatting up underage girls in Chicago, he's going to end up murdered. They'll kill you in Chicago without even thinking twice.
They will not find him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's just something I didn't know if we'd talked about that. So it is official according to people. I don't know. Don't ask me. Who people are.
I didn't think that could be done until the free agent moratorium is lifted. When is that?
I mean, this is one of those things where they've got the deal. It's just not done yet.
I think they're working deals, but I didn't think they could complete anything until.
That's why the stuff is like reported.
Yeah, it says they are trading. It's just like no ED on it.
It's pretty certain that it's going to happen, but it's
There's
not.
No ED around here, Randy.
Huh?
So
don't ask my wife. What? What?
So that's why you shaved the beard off. Okay.
Oh, you notice, yeah. I just got itchy. I told my wife I'll grow one for the winter, but it felt like I needed to shave that off.
For summertime, yeah.
There's a point in your life where you go from like, hey, this is cool. I'm a mountain man. I'm shaving off this beard. Yeah. And then you go over there into the mirror and you're starting to shave it off, and you're like, I used to be homeless, is what I look like now. I'm just like,
oh no,
I'm getting back my life. All this gray hair in my beard. I'm just
you have nothing to talk about, my friend. Look at that action right there.
It doesn't look as cool as it used to. I used to love shaving off a beard because it was just like, the sink grew a beard. I look down and I'm like, oh, the sink is sad. Just sad.
That's right.
July 1st, by the way, is when teams can officially.
There we go. July 1st.
Do all of the actual business. But yeah.
All right. 10 days, all this stuff becomes official, but come on. It's official. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, official. You can try to make sure that these agents and these teams and these players aren't talking, but they're talking. Okay. Like there's no way to know.
So let me ask you this, Keon.
We know.
Alex Caruso, would he have been a good fit for the Phoenix Suns, and would he have fit in the budget requirements that they have right now?
Yes, he would have been a good fit. No, he would not have fit in the budget requirements. He costs too much money. He's just not a vet. He's not a vet minimum guy. He's too good a player.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I didn't know.
I do think that there is a potential, depending on how the contract is structured. You could probably go after Tyus Jones this offseason, who I think is a really, really good point guard. He was in Washington last season. They probably should have traded him at the trade deadline, but he's going to be a free agent. It's good. Things are going to have to work out a certain way to where like the other free agent point guards in front of him, guys like Emmanuel Quickley, those guys fill a bunch of spots that he's kind of like the last guy left standing. And at that point, then maybe the Suns have a chance at him. But
all right, we're going to give you a Rolex and a sports car, and we're going to buy your apartment for 2 years. That's about 250.
You're not allowed to do that sort of thing, Randy.
What?
You can't NIL
this
people.
What are you talking about? This is the NBA. They can do whatever. We're going to get you several diamond necklaces,
and you'll be like, you're still quite a few million short, Randy.
And then your base pay is going to be 1.5 million, but we're going to pay for everything that you need. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's still wrong and illegal.
What?
I don't think
What do you mean?
that's going to be allowed.
It's not illegal. What are you talking about?
There are going to be other teams that are going to take some kind of offense to that.
Well, they don't have to know about it. I mean, come on. What they
How would
don't
they not know about
You're
it?
going to look over and see a guy on the court and be like, wait, how did he get here? Chief Skull says, I read that they compared trading Caruso to Oklahoma City there, like Warriors with Andre Iguodala. Who is smoking something when they made that comparison? I don't know who the who is, Chief Skull. Who are you even talking about?
I don't know who made that comparison. It is very dumb. It is very
not
dumb.
From the Who?
band. Oh, yes. Roger Daltrey, Pete Townsend, Keith Moon. Well, he's dead now. So he has to kind of vote by proxy.
I didn't realize that's how that worked.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Randy. Average Joe says, I don't want to be 7'9". Not everything is proportionate. You know what I'm saying? So when he's naked, he's either, what is that, a Tic Tac sitting on a Brillo pad? What's going on there? Well, you don't know that either, Average Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
boy.
And quite frankly, I hope none of us really wants to find out on that front.
I'll pass.
He'll just we'll save that for whoever he's with, and that
hell was
person can
that?
know, and the rest of us don't have to, and I don't want to. So
The Tom says, JJ Redick to the Lakers. Randy, hit the Lakers burn in hell just for the hell of it, would you?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Burn it hell, Lakers.
There it is.
Slow Mo Zoe, I don't want to explore that. He says, did that big kid's mom have him vaginally?
Well, he wasn't born 7'9".
He drove out. Okay.
So
in a
maybe.
sedan. In a Peugeot.
Paid a toll even. Baker's Coggy Hen says the players brought him to the finals, and his lack of coaching and adjusting, talking about Monty and the Suns, failed the players. He's a trash coach. He deserves to be Rodney Dangerfield.
All right.
I'm not going to say he's a trash coach.
I don't
but
think so.
I even early on was starting to get the twitches about Monty Williams and his coaching. If you'll remember, that was it back. Was it 2019? When was that? 18? 19? No. It was like, was that when you came around?
Yeah, it was 21.
Keon? I was starting to get a little like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, they went up 2-0 in the finals and never won a game again.
Thank you for reminding us that, Keon.
To me, it's just
I know the Nationals got beat today, but you don't have to keep bringing up sore spots.
How they got there though was his coaching and his ability to motivate players. Like you can't just say the players got him there. Like he didn't have anything to do with that. I remember watching him coach DeAndre Ayton that season, and there were times you could see DeAndre Ayton. He's sitting on the bench. You know Ayton's body language. He's there. His shoulders are slumped over. He looks like he doesn't want to be in the game. And Monty would go over and he'd pull up a chair, and you could watch him talk to this guy and physically build this guy back up. Then all of a sudden, the body language was good again, and he's back out on the court.
Yeah.
It didn't work every year because if you have a player like Ayton who's not motivated, it's just not. You're not going to be able to get that out of him every year if he can't get it out of himself. But you can do that for a season or two, and that is Monty. You do give him credit for that.
I think he also had the respect of CP3 and Book. But I mean, but apparently this texter knows more than we do. So
many people do.
Whatever you think. I mean,
Vermont Dog says, any chance the Suns can grab Tyrese Maxey or Emmanuel Quickly?
No. Those guys Those guys are going to get.
Suns are in trouble right now.
Those guys are going to get the bag.
Yo.
Yeah.
And the Suns can only offer veteran minimum contracts, and they're not taking them. I'm just telling you right now.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Suns do this in the offseason. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think that James Jones, if he's able to build even a remotely functional playoff team, that's give him another GM front office guy of the year award.
Well, I mean, this is what other teams have done in the past, though, right, Keon? I mean, this is what Golden State is. Well, Golden State has done it. The Lakers have done it. Boston has done it.
Not to this degree.
And now Phoenix has got to figure this thing out.
But
the Suns have painted themselves into a financial corner that other teams haven't done this.
But Randy, the other teams you named were not as far over the cap as the Suns are now. The Suns are in a place that those teams never were.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Chief Skull says, geez, it was Adrian Wojnarowski that wrote that and made that comparison.
Woj?
Yeah, Woj did.
He ought to know better.
All right, guys. Hour one down and 2 to go. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Super Paint products and Super Deck stains from June 14th through the 24th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors, Gorilla Glue. Of course. It's incredibly strong and 100% waterproof and bonds, well, virtually everything. While you're at it, look for Gorilla Tape, a heavy-duty double-thick duct tape, and Gorilla Super Glue, great for all your quick fixes and repairs. There's also Gorilla Epoxy, Gorilla Wood Glue, Gorilla Construction Adhesive. Of course. You get it. If you can break it, Gorilla can fix it. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
We're kicking off summer's greatest hits at Macy's. And we're celebrating with our lowest prices of the summer. Take 40 to 60% off everything you need to make the most of beach days, backyard barbecues, and summer weddings. Because Macy's has you covered for the big days and all the little moments that make up summer's greatest hits. Shop our lowest prices of the summer today at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
At Desert Wholesale Diamond, we pride ourselves on providing top-tier quality, unmatchable prices, and excellent service. I'm Diamond Dave, and my track record in the diamond industry dates back 4 generations. I've eliminated the traditional middlemen, providing you with direct access to wholesale markets.
I'm Jada Cantor, and we offer you the best diamond buying journey of your life. With 3 wholesale offices and a dedicated production team, we make it easy for you to buy diamonds at unbeatable wholesale prices.
Our 34 years of industry leadership proves our dedication, and we continue to lead the way in all areas, particularly in lab-grown diamonds.
Save yourself from paying retail. Experience the most pleasant diamond buying experience ever. Meet Diamond Dave and his team, who are all waiting to assist you with your wholesale diamond purchase.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and And hey, I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. That's Randy White, Keon Rose right there. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Baker's Cocky Hens sent me a great picture of his two dogs. Says, my new pup with my 3-year-old. She kicks his butt most of the time. Well, I'm not sure which one is the puppy and which one is the older dog. I'm guessing the little one is the puppy and the bigger one is the older dog, but I don't want to assume anything on that. But that's a great picture, man. 888-368-1580. Vermont dogs, no. He says, I called dibs on Jeffrey's aunt, yo. She is dead. Yes. Yeah, you also can't call dibs on my mom either. So don't even think that's going to go over.
No. So you don't want to do that, yo. Just ease up just a little bit on the ant. The ant is no longer here on this earth, yo.
Mm-hmm. And even if she was, I'd probably punch you in the throat anyway.
Well,
anyway, so there you go.
Maybe.
All right. So where were we? Okay, we were talking about Monty and the Suns, and all this and all that. I don't know what the hell is going to really happen with the Suns, but I think we'll have a pretty good season. And then playoffs might go a very similar way. I don't know. I mean, James
Jones is the GM for the Phoenix Suns. Has been
who's good when he's allowed to be.
Well, I think he's going to be allowed to be. I think that Matt Ishbia is going to turn him loose and let him work his magic, and we'll see what happens. And I dare I say, I think the Phoenix Suns are going to be surprising this year. I just have a feeling.
They keep telling me my Colts are going to be surprising this year as well. They talk about how Anthony Richardson is about to go supernova as a quarterback, and I'm just like, don't say that. Please don't say that. Let's just see what happens.
Well, Kyler Murray's about to go normal height here this season.
He's going to go mini Nova.
No,
he's going to go Chevy Nova.
No, he's going normal height this year. He's going like normally you would say like supersonic, or he's going to be huge this year. Kyler's going to be normal height this year, and that's like huge for him.
Then, yeah, that's a good point.
I'm just saying.
So Paul George said something that struck me as interesting. He says, chasing championships, that's not my priority. It's playing the right style of basketball.
Huh.
The hell are you talking about? It's everybody's priority to chase a championship. Now, I get what you're saying. You don't want to chase teams that you think might get you in a champion. They call it, you're not like a ring chaser. But your aim is to always want to win that championship. You want to be with at least a contender. You want to be at least in a position to have a chance at it. So that doesn't necessarily mean you're looking to find the super team situation or whatnot, but it's not just playing the right style of basketball. You should be doing that anyway. But your whole objective every year for every player everywhere should be win a championship.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Clippers have pretty much it should be a championship team, right? I mean,
if they're ever
playoff Paul, and then they've got James Harden. Oh my God, they got Kawhi Leonard. They got
he's leaving the Clippers.
They've got Russell Westbrook.
Randy. He's an unrestricted agent. He can go anywhere he wants right now.
Who's that?
Paul George.
I still think that he should stay with the Clippers. I think if Kawhi has been for me. Kawhi has been the question mark for the Clippers the last couple of seasons. Am I wrong?
You're not 100% wrong, but it's not like Paul George was healthy in the playoffs this year either. He was also hurt. So like it's both of them. Like wherever Paul George goes, wherever Kawhi goes, even. You're just going to have to just deal with the reality that these guys have reached a point in their career where they may not be ready to go come playoff time.
Here's the reality. Clippers, to keep Paul George would have to give him max contract, $221 million 4 years. They're not going to do that. And Paul George, he's already out the door. You know, the 76ers are the team that is like, hey, how you doing, Paul? So, you know, I don't think what the Clippers do or don't do at this point is even relevant anymore. Is there any chance they'll give him the max? I just don't see
Yeah,
it.
there's a chance.
I don't think they're going to.
It just depends on how close they think they were and how healthy they think those guys are going to be next year, and whether or not Paul George thinks that that's a realistic thing to run back.
Well,
you know?
he only is going to think it's realistic to run back if they give him $221 million. That's it. That's the only thing that keeps Paul George in an LA Clippers uniform.
He's not the only guy. That's you're describing a lot of human beings that play in the NBA. Now, maybe they're not all honest enough to say so, but if you want the reality of it, for some people, man, this is a job. You show up, you punch in the clock, you work hard, you go home. And then if you happen to be on a team that has a chance to contend for a title, well, now you've got something to really throw your weight behind. But Paul George is saying things a lot of other guys just think.
Well, whatever he says, whatever you think, it doesn't matter, because basically if they give him less than that, he is gone. Baker's Cocky Hens thinks Paul George back to Indiana or OKC. Well,
they
just
gave Siakam the max in Indiana.
Yeah, they can't. So it'll be the 76ers.
I would imagine it would be OKC for Paul George.
Yeah, but you said right. Indiana can't. OKC could.
Indiana probably won't, and Indiana has,
really
they've paid a lot of money to Halliburton. They paid a lot of money to Siakam.
They're kind of set with everybody healthy.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's Indiana. I'm talking about OKC though.
OKC is in a better spot because they've got younger players, so guys that are not necessarily making the max contract. They're still on rookie deals right now. So Oklahoma City's got a chance to do something, but we'll see if they go that route. It seems like Oklahoma City prefers to build their team to be young and kind of grow together. Paul George is on a different timeline entirely. So maybe he wants to be a part of that, but maybe he doesn't. And maybe they want him to be a part of that. It's just going to come down to the way that they evaluate that moving forward. I just don't know, because Oklahoma City is one of those teams where they're doing their own thing. Everybody in the league can do what they do. Oklahoma City, they've got their own method and the way that they go about things, and they're not going to change that just because, other teams in the league are handling things in a different way.
Vermont Dog says, check it, yo. Paul George signs with the Suns this offseason. We can't afford Paul George.
Can't afford it. He's not playing for a veteran's minimum.
Baker's Cocky Hen says OKC has the money and the picks to make the trade. They still have the PG-13 picks, I think. You want your picks back?
Well,
Clippers?
No, the Thunder aren't going to do that. The Thunder would sign him outright, which would be a max contract, but it wouldn't be the maximum amount of money he could make. The maximum amount of money he would make would be, because the Clippers have his bird rights, would be if he signed with the Clippers and it was a sign and trade. But the Thunder value draft picks. They don't give those away freely. If you want draft picks for Paul George and you're the Clippers in a sign and trade, Oklahoma City is the wrong team to call. They're not going to give
says
anything.
OKC just traded P. Giddy for the bald mamba. They don't need Paul George.
For Alex Caruso. Look, Alex Caruso is not going to put them over the top, but he does make them better. He makes them, I think, deeper. I think that they got a player who is, more NBA ready. He is coming off an injury, so that's a huge factor in all of this. But you can't think that Oklahoma City, a team that has notoriously racked up the draft picks, is just going to give them away for Paul George, a guy they could just sign for free. Why would they do that?
You ever seen a picture of a guy walking around trying to get mugged?
Trying to get mugged?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever seen
Coach Mazzulla walking around Boston carrying the Larry O'Brien trophy, just taking a stroll with it.
He's got to have security around him. Come on.
Oh, yeah, there's a guy.
Yeah, there's a guy right there. You can see his arm right there.
Yeah.
But still, that's just, I don't know if that's probably the best idea.
I don't think I want to try that security guy.
Although Thursday morning, or just walking around during the weekday.
It's the parade, though, isn't it?
No, I don't think that the parade is Friday. This was I think this was yesterday or early today. He's just walking around like, hey guys, look what I got. And that was probably people say that he's a little crazy, a little eccentric.
He genuinely is. I don't know if you've seen some of his press conferences. there's no nice way to say this. There is a Rain Man quality to Joe Mazzulla. He just, whatever you think is socially normal, he doesn't care about that stuff.
Yeah, I can't get it to focus.
He just does not care.
Anyway, let's put that on the list of stuff I would not do. You know, I mean, I don't walk either. So,
so
that.
Jeffco, if you were if you won the Super Bowl and you had the Super Bowl trophy, you're not going to walk through the streets of Phoenix with it?
I'd walk through like the streets of Scottsdale.
Oh my God!
I don't know if I'm walking through the streets of Phoenix. I'll take a stroll through Gilbert. Yeah, I ain't going to Apache Junction.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? There's places you walk, and there's places you don't walk.
Oh my God!
Let's be realistic about where you're going to be mugged and where you're not going to be mugged. The hell are you doing in Maryville? No, I don't know. What are you doing here? Hefty Lefty says, who's getting mugged first? Mazzulla with Larry O'Brien or Bryson with the U.S. Open Cup? Bryson. But see,
DeChambeau's got so many people around him all the time, you'll never get close to him. So,
but if he were to do the same sort of thing, yeah, he's an easy mark.
He's got a lot of bloodsuckers around him. So,
Chief Skull says Mazzulla practices MMA. He can take care of himself, not with that torn ACL or MCI or whatever the hell's wrong with him.
Yeah,
he needs surgery, so he's not in any condition to fight you. Vermont Dog says, Keon's right, yo. I keep forgetting the Suns are as poor as I was a few years ago between jobs. Who can we get? Reggie Jackson, Max Christie? We can get nobody.
Max Christie.
We can get nobody. That's who we can get.
Well, it's not nobody, but it's not going to be anybody that you're going to love. It's going to be somebody.
When we get our guy, it's not going to even show up in the news feed of CBS or ESPN or Yahoo Sports even. It won't even show up. It'll just happen. We'll get told in the hallway.
Well, I mean, there's been some rumors out there. I don't know if you guys have seen them at all, but the Phoenix Suns are rumored to be after, is it Kyle Lowry? From Boston? Is it
Miami? And
Miami.
Okay. I have heard their name connected to him, but that's not like it's okay. It's okay. Kyle Lowry can play the position, but he's been injured a lot lately. And honestly,
isn't that what Phoenix does, though? Isn't that how Ishbia sets his team up?
Would you like more of that? That's the plan. Like, if you think James Jones actually has real control, I don't think
I don't want any more.
He's going to do it, and if he does, then it's a complete desperation move. Like, well, geez, we need a point guard. I guess Kyle Lowry will do. And also, when he played the last season, he was bad. Like, he was genuinely not good. He's fallen off.
Stop giving Ishbia ideas, Randy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hefty Lefty says Bryson DeChambeau just rolled up to a bar in Nashville with a cup, high-fiving people, looking like he was late for his reservation for a bachelorette brunch or something. It's entertainment.
If you're on Main Street in Nashville, you're not even close to being mugged. There's no way. There just isn't.
Against the Spread says, what's going on, fellas? Sorry I haven't texted in for a while. I always take a little gambling break over the summer, but I've been watching the Euro. Might have some soccer picks for you. Okay. Once the knockout stage starts. By the way, Suns should sign Russell Westbrook. They can get him cheap, and he can help this pathetic squad that has no heart, like the Tin Man.
I'm not opposed to that. I don't know if he'll sign for a vet's minimum, but of all the human beings available in free agency that have talent, Russ Westbrook is probably up there in guys that can help you. So, I mean, I think that's probably one of the better names that I've seen tossed out there.
Is he a free agent, though?
Yeah, I believe he is.
All right.
Yeah. Now, does he want to play with Kevin Durant again? And there's a whole bunch of other things that you're going to have to work through if you want that to happen.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
They were BFF, then they were frenemies, and then they were just nothing.
And now they're just okay. But that doesn't mean they want to be friends and be teammates again.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Not going to happen.
That could probably blow up in your face.
Cheese Skull says the Suns should sign Jackie Moon from Semi-Pro.
Yes.
I'd be all right with that. Have him on the bench at least.
Yes.
Baker's
good
Cocky
locker room
Hen
guy,
says,
Jackie
Jeffrey, you're more likely to get attacked by the Gilbert Goons than someone in Phoenix or AJ. Yeah, I was reading this thing where, like, these idiots, they text each other, hey, we should just call ourselves a street gang. Oh, yeah, let's come up with a name. hey, this guy offered me $20 to stop beating on him. Hey, we should go kill cops. They texted this back and forth to each other. And now the cops have it. The prosecutors have it. Oh, my God. Yeah. I'm not worried about them, to be honest, because they seem pretty stupid. The street gangs around here, remarkably dumb. Remarkably dumb. Not worried about that. Baker's Cocky Hen says CP3 back is better than Kyle Lowry. Caruso would have been a better option as well.
I agree, but obviously they can't afford Caruso, so that was never going to happen. He's not a vet minimum player. CP3 back is legitimately a better option than Kyle Lowry, though. That's a fact.
And cheap. Vermont Dogs says, why did Keon laugh when I mentioned Max Christie, yo? Dignify it.
That's your solution.
Dignify it
to your point guard problems. Is you put him in the same sentence as Emmanuel quickly, and I just don't see it. And I'll leave it there.
Hey, has anybody got an extra kidney?
Just lying around? No, I can't.
Do you need a kidney, Jeffco?
Oh, no, I'm good with kidneys.
Oh, right.
Nate Robinson says he needs a kidney. He says, quote, I want to stay alive. He's 40 years old now, and he's been looking for a kidney.
I want to stay alive. Who's Nate Robinson? Who is this?
He used to play in the NBA.
Yeah, and Nate Robinson. He was a Chicago Bull, undersized player, but absolutely explosive athlete.
You know why? Undersized kidney.
Well, I don't think that was the issue.
No, that's why it's caused.
Look, if I could, I would donate a kidney. I can't, but if I could, I would. I'm looking him up here, and you know what? I understand what he's going through, and so look, if I could, I would, and I would right now.
Nate Robinson was an iconic player in the league. He, was never a superstar kind of guy, but he was a fan favorite, man. And it's just a sad story to read because
Randy, you could donate the kidney because you got all your kids who would like jump at a heart. They did give you one of their kidneys if you needed it, so you could spare a kidney. I can't do. My kids won't even cross the room for me, so I don't know that. You know what I mean? I think I got to keep the kidney just in case.
Look, maybe I should. I don't know how to contact. You know what? I would totally go in. On this because taking a kidney out of your body and putting it in somebody else is not that big of a deal. That's nothing compared to a liver transplant. Absolutely,
that's why you got to be careful on your trips to Cabo. You got to be really make sure you don't wake up in a bathtub full of ice. Got to be really careful there. So, Keon, why don't you give him your kidney? Why don't you give Nate Robinson your kidney?
What is the situation here? NBC News?
You got a lot of family that would give you a kidney if you needed it, right?
Probably.
I think that I would be disqualified. I think I would be disqualified because of my liver transplant.
Well, thanks for trying, though. But you're probably right. So how about, come on, Keon.
Yeah, but the idea that my family would just give me a kidney, I don't know. I used to be quite religious. I am now not. And they have not forgiven me for that. So I don't know that I'm getting a kidney if I need a kidney at all. And I don't have children. So that's really not, I just am not.
All right, fine. Now, I guess none of us are going to be able to give Nate Robinson a kidney. I mean, it's the thought that counts, right? Because we all thought, well, I'll give you some kidney, but,
but yeah.
Yeah. Slim Pickens Hat says, well, I can donate a testicle now. I don't use those anymore.
Well, see, that's
if that'll help, get them from my wife. You can just use them. Let's see. Donnie says, Jeffrey, would you give me your kidney? No. No, Donnie. I didn't have to think about that.
No,
why would you even ask that?
Brain didn't even process the question. The no came out before you were done reading.
Yeah, there was more of the sentence. No. Beer Bob says, I might have an extra kidney. You think I could trade it straight up for like a new liver? I'm pretty sure I could use a new one of those. I like how Beer Bob just assumes it. He doesn't know for sure, but his name is Beer Bob. That tells you something. Yeah. He's like, I probably need a new liver.
I've been doing work with this liver for so long.
Yeah.
Poor liver's just
I'll give anybody part of my liver. Anybody that can use it, because Randy has taught us that they don't take your whole liver. They take like a chunk of liver, and then
2/3.
They stick that 2/3 of liver onto the other guy, and then your liver goes. It grows back like a lizard tail.
That's kind of cool.
Regenerates. It's
right.
One of the 2 organs in your body that regenerates. Can you name the other organ in your body that regenerates?
My penis.
No.
Keon? Regenerating organs.
Keon? I don't want to hear Jeffrey anymore and penis jokes. Go ahead, Keon.
It's a perfectly fair guess.
No.
It's an organ.
It is an organ.
Oh, skin. Skin's the other organ.
Ding, 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 ding. Correct. There it
On
is.
my penis.
No. Well, yes. But
see, I got you.
Yeah.
It does. This is not something you want to find out.
I like that these are never the things we talk about that get Brunswick guy to text in about how his children are in the car.
I fully hope there's a kid in the back going, my penis.
This Brunswick guy would be the thing you'd complain about. My children are scared. Brunswick guy. Come on.
Listen, we just taught his kids that donating organs is
helpful.
It's a good thing
nice.
if you can. But also take a moment and make sure it's a good idea. Because like I said, nobody's going to give me a kidney, so I shouldn't be giving up any kidneys. I don't have them to spare. But if you have like a crap ton of kids like Randy, well, Randy could have given a kidney. But then
they all tried to give me part of their liver and they couldn't. So
that's kind of weird that none
unlikely.
of your own kids were matches for you.
If you have a rare blood type, it doesn't matter if your kids don't have the same blood type as you.
I have a normal blood type. It's just when it comes to a liver, it's very specific. The liver has got to be, the donor has got to be about your size. The liver has got to be about the size of your liver. They can't take one that's too big. They can't take one that's too small.
For something that grows back, it's very picky.
They are very, very picky. And I'm on the AmericanKidney.org right now. And I'm looking on who can I contact, because the article I read didn't give me any information other than the Kidney Foundation. So I'm looking on how I can donate him one of my kidneys.
Randy, don't give up one of your kidneys.
I'm going to if I can.
You can't give up a kidney. You have enough problems. Berg says former slam dunk champion Nate Robinson.
Yeah,
that's another thing about him. Yeah,
had a couple of years where I think he should have won Sixth Man of the Year, but regardless, the guy was just an awesome player.
We got to take a break. We're running late. We come back. We've got other things to talk about. But if you got some spare kidneys laying around, Nate Robinson, give him a call. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything, online to hybrid courses, lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th. So when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a Milo's Rewards member? Join for free today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way, from up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet, weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Let's get caught up on the text line so we can move on to other things. Prison Wallet says, hey, where the hell's Ralph? He's my favorite character. Well, you can listen to him Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. if you want. He's your favorite character. He wanted to be on the show, but he's just been too damn busy. He says they are super duper busy over there at Harmon Solar. But don't worry, if you call them, they got plenty of people to take care of you. He's just been super duper busy. A lot going on, because then once the summer bills start to hit, people are like, "Oh hell no!" And then they're like, "We better call somebody." And that's what they're dealing with.
If you can get the solar while it's not 1,000,000 degrees outside, do that. But if you happen to be suffering right now under the weight of bills that are making you cry, you might want to go ahead and just get the solar right now. And a lot of people are realizing that.
You gotta be thinking about this well in advance. But I think that the best time to do it is right now. Slow Mo Zo says, Randy, serious question. Can you donate blood?
See, I think I can, because my blood is filtered fine. So I think my blood's fine. But I don't know if I can donate I have to call my transplant team. And I'm seriously thinking about this. I am seriously thinking about this. I know what he's going through. I've been there, done that, felt that. Know what he's feeling, and I'm going to call my transplant team when I get off the air tonight.
I think they're going to say, "You crazy?"
No, they're probably going to say something like, "You know what? This is a very noble gesture on your part. Unfortunately, you're not a candidate because you've already had a transplant." And
oh, by the way, we didn't tell you this, but while we were in there, we took one of them. Sorry, we thought you wouldn't mind.
My kidney function is great. I mean, I just had my annual checkup. So
kidney, not kidneys.
Well, kidneys.
You only have one because that transplant team helped themselves to the other one.
No, they didn't. I have both. I saw the MRIs and I saw the the ultrasound that I
don't
had.
act like I can't draw a kidney on your MRI.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's Photoshop.
You probably should get that checked.
Maybe. Okay.
You should probably get that checked.
I'll do that tomorrow. Yes.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, someone religious not forgiving someone for not being religious. This is where religion is in America. God help us all. What are you talking about?
I mentioned that I don't have a bunch of people willing to give me a kidney.
Oh, right. Your family, because they're super religious and you were not super religious. They're not happy with you being
it's
less religious.
Yeah, I went from super religious to not at all. And the not at all is the real hang up there.
Keon, they're still your family. And I would venture to say that they would still do whatever they could to help you in a situation where you need an organ.
Not everybody.
Well,
I would imagine a brother would say, here it is, sight. That's how you got to do that as a brother.
Like my brother and I are cool, so
just saying, if you don't at least do that once in the transaction, what are you doing with your life?
And he would do that.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, gentlemen, have a great weekend. I'll be leaving tomorrow to watch the Diamondbacks play in Philadelphia. That'll be ballpark number 24 for Heavy Metal Maniac.
Hey,
good for you.
Man. Good for you, man. Brunswick guy says, my children are currently playing in the pool at my sister's house, so we're all good. They were worried earlier when Keon was yelling about the unreasonable hatred of the Lakers, but we're good now.
If by earlier you mean literally a complete day ago, sure. Don't make it seem like that was today, Brunswick guy.
Donnie says, It's sultry outside, guys. It's sultry.
Sultry?
Somebody was asking for a weather report earlier, but I forget who it was. Did we do a weather report?
I can if you want. I mean, it's not a problem.
I feel like we could use one. I mean, we're in the summer. It's basically the same thing every day, but
all right, so
it's worth it. Maybe there's a storm coming or something.
From the Harmon Solar Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White talking to you. Currently 110 degrees outside under mostly sunny conditions, no clouds in the area. But it is that time of year where this extreme heat starts to create some moisture in the air and starts to create some pop-up storms up north. So those of you north of the valley, be watching for clouds, although I don't see anything right now. 110 in our current valley situation. It's 87 in Sedona, 80 in Munns Park. In Rufferton, North Carolina, it's 84. Back to you, Jeffco, from the Harmon Solar Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you, Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. 888-368-1580. Oh, my God, there's tons of text. I just hit refresh, and now all of a sudden there's tons more. Everybody,
they are.
I can't move on if you keep doing this to me. All right. Well, Big George says he was the one who had the request because of the severe thunderstorm warning right now in the Far East Valley. Chief Skull says, Keon, you can have one of my kidneys.
Yeah.
I'll lease it to you. $24.99 a month.
No, thank you. Both my kidneys work fine, so I will not agree to a leased kidney in advance. That's ridiculous.
I like his rent-to-own bodily organ business.
You can get a desperate person like that. I have 2 functioning kidneys right now, so I'm all good.
Speaking of functioning, because I have no idea how to segue out of this, Caitlin Clark is functioning pretty well. Everybody's like, oh, is the moment's too big for her, and then
why did they schedule her to play all the hard teams? Well, everyone's so mean.
She has posted a double-double, and the Fever have won their 3rd straight, and they're doing just fine now. Everything's fine. She had 12 rebounds too. She even said, "Yeah, don't get used to that. Don't get used to that."
It's just, but I do like that they're running the offense through Aaliyah Boston, which helps her, because having the offense run through her adds a level of pressure to what she's doing, which is that she's a rookie trying to figure out, how the league works. And then she's also responsible for carrying an entire offense that she doesn't have to carry. There are other good players on that team. So putting some pressure on Aaliyah Boston and letting Caitlin Clark be herself, I think really, really helped. I think that Indiana's coach is not good, which is why it took us this long for her to figure that out. And then, I think that once she was able to get that rolling, you started to see some of the stuff you were seeing when she was at Iowa. The deep threes started to really become a factor in that game, where honestly, like they were defending her well. It's just she's making those, and there's not a whole lot you can do.
It's a learning process for any rookie, and I don't think that anybody shows up in any league, whether it's the WNBA or the NBA, thinking I got to win that Rookie of the Year award. No, it's I got to get up to speed, because this is a very different kind of situation. And I want to be good. I want to be able to help my team. So it's not like a competition between Reese and Caitlin or anyone else. This is just trying to get into the groove and help the team. And people wrote off the Fever and said, well, that's why she's there. She was a first round pick for a reason, because they suck. And now the team's starting to kind of come together and do better as a team itself.
Yeah. Now they're still not particularly deep, so like that's just going to be a problem for them. But they now have a place to build from. Now that they know, okay, this is how Caitlin fits into the roster, and this is how we can maximize her talent and abilities. And that's all good news if you like good basketball, and she's playing some really good basketball. Still has to get the turnovers down. Like that's still kind of an issue, but outside of that, she's looked really, really good.
And the team, the tide has risen for them, even though, like you say, they're not very deep, but they've won 5 of 7. They've won 3 in a row. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
things are looking better, and now she's starting to look more as advertised.
Yeah, which it always takes some time in that league, especially when you consider like being a rookie in most leagues is going to be a struggle. But when you consider how short that off season is for them, going from college to pro, it's 2 weeks. she was a college player, and then less than 20 days later, she was a pro. and had to deal with all of the stuff that being a pro entails. Also, Angel Reese has I think it was 12 straight double doubles. So she's a
double machine
in WNBA history to do that.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's rolling too. It's a good rookie class, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is fun. And by the way, so she has Caitlin Clark has a big night, right? And they've won 3 straight. But of course, whenever something happens, people lose their minds. And I just scratch my head and say, it's a basketball play. Again, they're not targeting her. They're not out to get her. But everybody lost their mind. She went up to the layup there, and Washington's Stephanie Dolson, she's big. She looks like an enforcer, okay? She's like, Mom, ball. And she swiped at her to knock the ball away, but it was a foul. But they didn't call it. So and everybody was like, see, oh, they're letting all her get away with this. Poor Caitlin Clark is getting beat up again. Oh, I don't know. Everybody went out on the internet and lost their minds again. It's just like, come on.
The people who are the people who throughout my life have told me they no longer watch the NBA because it's a soft league. They don't play defense anymore, are watching this and attempting to make this league the soft league they think the NBA is. Stop that. Seriously. Nobody needs this. I like good defense and physical basketball. I've always enjoyed it. I miss that it's gone in the NBA. This is the one place I have it and enjoy watching it. Don't you dare take that from me. I will not forgive you.
Well, and for whatever other conspiracy theories or agendas or reasons, Caitlin Clark is fine. She's playing basketball, and so is everybody else. Leave it alone.
And I'm sorry, Stephanie Dolson.
Except for Kitchen Sink. But what's her name from that team where she fell over and her knee blew out? What's her name?
Cameron Brink.
Oh yeah,
Cameron
Brink.
Sorry,
ACL.
Cameron Brink
out
that's
for the season.
That's what I said.
That's
Cameron Brink. Yeah, she's not playing. No, she's hurt.
Yeah, we told you
that's what happens when ACLs.
Well,
George,
did you see it blow out though? That was nasty.
I did. They put that on ESPN yesterday. I was like, okay, when that loops around again, I will not be looking at the screen.
Yeah,
there's a lot of videos I refuse to watch. Big George says, sounds like the Indiana Fever could use Monty Williams as their next coach. He could teach Caitlin Clark some things, help her out. No, I think they're probably fine with their coach.
They'll be okay.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Angel Reese should be the rookie of the year. She's still around 10-1 everywhere and setting double records. If the media isn't ridiculously biased on this, Reese will win.
She could win it. I think there's a strong case for Aaliyah Edwards too. The only issue, of course, is the Mystics aren't winning, but she's been a phenomenal player on a team where all of the veterans on the team were injured. So she's been putting up numbers in Washington too. So it'd be Reese or Edwards for me so far.
Hefty Lefty says, do we know who's replacing half our 3 versus 3 Olympics roster for women? 2 bad injuries in 2 straight days.
Yeah. Cameron Brink was on that team. I forget who was the other person they need to replace. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't know who the alternates are for that one. I don't even know if Caitlin Clark tried out for it, but if she did, I would give her a call.
Cheese Skull says, will anyone in Phoenix be rooting for the Utah Hockey Club until we get a new owner, a new team, or is hockey dead in Phoenix? That's a lot of questions all at once. I will not be rooting for any Utah Hockey Club. Will I be rooting for a new owner to bring a new team to Phoenix? Yes. So by the way, old Alex Carrillo, he fired Morello. He fired the Coyotes staff, and everybody's like, "Oh, what a monster!" Like, what was he supposed to do with them?
There's not a Coyotes anymore. What was he supposed to just pay them to do what exactly? There's no team.
And I do hope he goes away. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's talk a little bit about the Diamondbacks and some other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
With Verizon, now everyone can get our best phone deals.
Even if I'm new?
Even if you're new.
What if I've been with Verizon forever?
Oh, yeah. You see, new and existing customers get the amazing iPhone 15 with tons of storage on us. With any iPhone trade-in, any model, any condition. Guaranteed with unlimited ultimate.
Here's one. What if?
That's a yes. There's a deal out there for everyone. Only at Verizon. $829.99, 128 gigabyte only device payment or full retail purchase with newer upgrade smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan. Minimum $90 a month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trade-in terms apply.
Do you need equipment for your business but don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used equipment. Excavators, forklifts, dozers, tractors, cranes, plows, and more. If it's essential to your business, I will help you get the money you need. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to harmonsolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to harmonsolar.com. That's harmonsolar.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Klinger here on 1580 The Fanatic. How about Ryan Nelson, huh? 7 innings, 70 pitches, and the win for the Diamondbacks, 5-2 over the Nationals, taking the series 2-1. And here we are, still a game under 500.
Yep.
But on the right side of the All-Star break, so we won't worry about that too much. But so the Diamondbacks, why don't you give me a little update on your thoughts, Randy, of where the Diamondbacks are right now?
Well, I think they're trending upward. I think their offense is in a good rhythm right now. Diamondbacks have won, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 series in a row. And they are currently doing well. 5-2, the final today, as they take the train to Philadelphia tonight from Washington, D.C.
You really think they're taking a train?
Well, I mean, I think so, yeah. It's
I
not
kind
too
of like
far.
the idea that they're actually taking a train. That actually,
it's not too far from DC to Philadelphia. Keon could tell you more.
They wouldn't actually take a train, though.
Oh, I think they're taking a train. That's what
I think
Steve
there's like
Berthiaume.
no chance they're taking an actual train.
Berthiaume said that on the air. Yeah,
It's just a figure of speech.
It's
all right. Well,
from DC to Philadelphia, it's like an hour and a half or something like that. They're close.
Do you really think they would take a train?
They're taking.
I don't think they're
because,
taking a
because
train.
they're not taking the subway. I mean, it's the train.
No, it's a
from-
train.
They're flying,
It's like
and you know
Amtrak.
it. They're
It's
flying.
Amtrak.
You wouldn't. You okay? There's a team bus because there's no point in flying from
At
DC
least
to
a bus.
Philadelphia.
At
It's-
least a bus. There's no way they're just going to
I
jump on a
remember
train.
when I was a kid, we used to go on field trips to Philly all the time. Like it was right there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not far. It's not. There's no point in flying.
Well, I get there is not far, but these guys maybe
be
a
like-
bus, maybe a bus, not a train.
Yeah, it'd be like flying to, I don't know, from here to Flagstaff. Like you could, but like why?
Just saying, it's just not. They're not going to get on a train. It will not be a train.
Well,
sorry.
Then Steve Berthiaume is a liar, pants on
No,
fire.
clearly he's a liar. We know that.
D-backs on tomorrow, 3:40 p.m. game time tomorrow. Then on Saturday, it's a 1:05 game time, and then Sunday, it's the getaway game as the Diamondbacks head north to Minnesota to take on the Twins before heading home to take on the Twins, and then the Athletics. The good thing about the Athletics, I have some good news here. According to what I've read today, the Eduardo Rodriguez, who we haven't seen all year because of a lat situation in him from training camp, he is expected to start Sunday against the Oakland A's, according to what I'm reading from the Fox Sports. So the Diamondbacks come home, they take on the Twins, and then it's a Sunday, the 30th at 1:10. They're expecting Eduardo Rodriguez to take the ball for the Diamondbacks. That is welcome news. We already know that Merrill Kelly also will be out until after the All-Star break, but Zach Gallen is slated to make a start here very soon, probably in this Philadelphia Phillies series.
Maybe too soon for that. They were saying he's going to throw some simulated games early next week.
He's going to. Maybe in this Phillies series, if not, maybe against the Twins. We'll have to see that. He might even come back against the Athletics. Boy, the Athletics cannot get a break. They're going to face our stud, and then they're going to face Eduardo Rodriguez, fresh off the IR, where he's going to be feeling well. After that, if you want to know how they start off July, it's 3 against the Dodgers, and then 3 against the Padres, and then 4 against the Braves. That is going to be a tough stretch for these Diamondbacks. They've got 3 against the Phillies this weekend. They come home and take on the Twins, and then the Athletics next weekend. And then it's, it's on the road against the Dodgers, Padres, and then they come home against the Braves. So that's your update. Today's game, boy, Ryan Newman looked pretty good, didn't he? I mean, and the offense keeps stroking the ball. They just keep doing what they've got to do to score runs. And once again, the Diamondbacks pitching staff, the bullpen came in and locked him down. But Ryan Nelson, 7 innings, 3 hits, gave up 2 earned runs. He had a couple of strikeouts. The rest of it was defensively behind him, that solid defense. And then congratulations to Jake McCarthy, who went 3 for 4 today and scored 2 runs. He had a big day.
Well, Randall, I'm sorry. That was a different team. Never mind.
Yes.
Never mind. I was just trying to play along.
Randall Grichuk, he had a couple of hits, 2 and 4.
No, he drove in 2 runs.
Well, yeah, he did. He had 2 RBI. Good for him. Christian Walker drove in an RBI. But Jake McCarthy, 3 for 4, scored twice. He didn't drive any RBI, but he had, as far as I'm concerned, I love to see the fact that Jake McCarthy is hitting the ball. That's just going to help this team offensively. And Tucker Barnhart, congratulations on getting in the damn game. He's the backup catcher for the Diamondbacks, and normally Gabriel Moreno won't give up the time for Barnhart to get in there. So I think they had to schedule a day off for him just to get Tucker Barnhart in there and get him some action. So he also had a hit, scored a run, and drove 1 in. So congratulations to Tucker Barnhart for being a part of the game plan today. Diamondbacks win 5-2. in the Nationals. I mean, in Washington against the Nationals.
Holy crap! It was 115 degrees today. Did you know that?
Yes.
It was a hot one today.
Hottest day of the year so far, and I don't know if this is going to
July.
be the peak, or is it going to get worse? And then we got blowing dust in the East Valley.
Fun. That's great.
Clouds.
That's fun.
It's east. I think it's east of you, Jeffco. It's just east of you.
Well, I don't ever leave the house, so I'm fine.
No, that's
It's
true.
Keon's got to try to find his way home. So good luck.
He's going to be fine. I don't see any real major issues right now, Keon. So you're going to be good. Got an hour and 10 minutes to go. You're going to be good.
All right. Cool deal.
Chief Skoll says Alex Morello paid a 1-month severance to laid off employees along with health coverage for a month. What a jackwagon. Oh, that was nice of him. That was nice of him. What would have been better was not losing the team and maybe keeping these guys in their jobs indefinitely. But yeah, okay, good for him. Month severance.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, billionaire. Randy, did you see Rowdy Tellez? I don't know if that's how you say his name. He was up there. He was up there to bat, right? And he was a Pittsburgh Pirate. Rowdy Tellez, and he's here comes that ball. The Cincinnati Reds pitcher. He put it. Oh, I like it right there. Hits it. Starts kind of admiring his work. He's like, oh, I got all of that one. Oh crap, I didn't get all that one. I think, oh God, and he had to run. So it could have been a triple as only a double. So yes, he got caught admiring a double.
Yeah, I got to tell you, if I'm the coach of that team, Tellez has got something to explain to me, and probably spend some time on the pine, if you know what I mean.
That was sad. That was sad. And this is a guy whose body shape says you need to do all the running you can to get to that base.
Just in case.
He's not speedy. So the fact he actually got a double out of it was impressive, to be honest, but he should have had a triple, if not thinking about more, if you know what I mean, with that hit.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you make contact like that, put your head down and run, and let the base coaches tell you when to stop, okay? Bottom line is you could have got 3 bases. I don't know. Did they win the game? Did they end up winning the game, or did they lose?
Because if they caused you the game.
No, they did win. They did win.
All right. Well,
because I know
1-0. But
I know coaches who might give you the pass if you win, but if you lose a game like that and you could have gotten triple and you got a double instead, there are coaches. I don't know how many of them are in Major League Baseball right now. You might not see the field again for a month.
Oh, yeah.
Well, old Rowdy, I love the look in his face. He's like, oh yeah, look at that. Oh no.
I remember. Here's a guy who actually is speedy and is a really great player. But that first year that the Braves made the playoffs with Ronald Acuna, Brian Snitker benched Ronald Acuna in the playoffs because he was standing there admiring what could have been a triple and actually wound up being a single.
Yeah, because he didn't run. Yeah,
he didn't run. And then he got an earful from Freddie Freeman in the dugout as well. So it's just that's how you're supposed to handle that.
Rowdy Tellez doesn't need to worry about the Pirates skipper. What he needs to worry about is the fans, because they are losing their minds upset with him.
Yeah.
On the internet, screaming things from the stands.
They're supposed to be. You pay good money for that.
Yeah, like with the win, they're letting them have it.
Yeah, I mean, and depending on the fan base you're in, like that's just some cities. The win doesn't matter. Like that stuff, the little things do matter.
I was always taught you don't admire your work. You put your head down and you run the bases, because it doesn't mean anything.
Watch your base coaches.
It doesn't mean anything if you don't score a run. Period. The end. It doesn't. It means squat if you don't. Run like you mean it. And Matt Williams one time benched Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper in his first season with the Nationals.
I remember
the Nationals. Matt Williams was the head coach at the time. And Bryce Harper didn't run out a ground ball. He just kind of jogged it out like he was some sort of superstar. Well, the next inning, all of a sudden, Bryce Harper was sitting on the pine, and somebody else was playing his position. Because Matt says, have a seat and learn what real veterans do, what real ball players do.
Have a little think on this.
Yeah.
Big George says, Jeffrey, I've reached out to Chris Gargiola of the Arizona Diamondbacks to see if they took a train or a plane to Philadelphia today from D.C. I will let you know what he says. This will prove Randy right or wrong.
I guess the dedication to that is very lawyerly of you, I guess.
No, he's just looking for the truth.
Because I totally forgot.
Well, it
that
wouldn't
we were
prove
talking
me right or
about
wrong.
that.
I'm going clearly on what Steve Berthume said during the broadcast.
Yeah, and it proved Berthume, big
Yeah.
fat liar,
Yeah.
or honest Abe Berthume.
Yeah,
Well, there you
Randy's putting his faith in the guy that's with the team.
That sleepy man.
Steve Berthume.
Slow Mo Zoe says Billy Martin, Reggie Jackson. Those were classic. Oh yeah, those arguments.
Yeah.
Screaming matches.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw something cool today. I don't know if this is reality, but the new Madden 25 trailer. Have you seen it?
No,
It shows Justin Fields handling kickoffs for the Steelers.
that's funny. Somebody must have done that jokingly because there is no chance. There is no chance.
I had to get a screenshot. I'm like, you got to be kidding me with this.
Yeah.
There's old Justin Fields.
They heard that interview and they threw it in there. That has to be what happened.
Yeah.
Man, I just love these. I love these quarterback rooms for like the Steelers. I love the quarterback room for the Patriots.
What do the Patriots have?
Oh,
They got Drake May and
they have Drake May and a bunch of nobodies. A bunch of leftovers.
okay, that's a little different from the Steelers. The Steelers have big names, but who's actually good? The Patriots have a guy they drafted who's not going to be ready, and a bunch of guys.
Big names who've done what lately?
Well, nothing. But as compared to the Patriots don't have names.
What have you done?
Like the Patriots have guys
I'm
who've
just saying,
never
I'm
done
enjoying these quarterback rooms. They have too many quarterbacks and probably no wins ahead of them. That's the way I see
Well,
it.
the Steelers will figure it out. They
Let's
always
take a break. More of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580, The Fanatic.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
We're kicking off summer's greatest hits at Macy's. And we're celebrating with our lowest prices of the summer. Take 40 to 60% off everything you need to make the most of beach days, backyard barbecues, and summer weddings. Because Macy's has you covered for the big days and all the little moments that make up summer's greatest hits. Shop our lowest prices of the summer today at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Need a boost in capital or a flexible line of credit for your growing business? Hi, I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital. I can help you get the money you need fast. The process is a breeze with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need, faster and easier than asking your banker. So call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
The Arizona primary election is on July 30th, 2024. Voting locations are open on Election Day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. All qualified voters need to show ID. Still have your mail-in ballot? Return it at any voting location or secure election drop box. You can also check the status of your early ballot, see voting locations, and review accepted IDs by visiting arizona.vote. That's arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And all right, so let's talk about it. The NCAA, they have presented expanded basketball tournament ideas, saying, hey, we might go to 72 teams, maybe 76 teams. Did you see any of this, Keon? Have you got any thoughts on any of this? These experimental ideas of how to do this tournament thing, how we can get more money and more games and more teams to be in these NCAA tournaments?
Yeah, I saw it. I just don't know why you need more teams. Is 68 teams not enough? And why isn't 68 teams enough? But I mean, I also understand where college sports is right now. Like everything's for sale at this point. So there's going to be so much more advertising and all of that. So obviously, the more schools you have involved, the more eyeballs you have on the sport, and the more revenue that you're hoping to get from that. So
there are two models that have been presented, and they will be voting. And they were looking to do this, and of course, the expansion wouldn't take effect until the 25-26 season, but they'd keep their core 64-team bracket intact. It would just be additional play-in games and maybe at least one more first four site. So, and then if we're going to do this for the men, we're going to do this for the ladies.
Especially since that sport's growing right now. Like that's one where that would make a lot of sense, I guess. Keep the 68 or 64 rather, and then the more playing games is probably the better version of that. I'm just not thrilled about either one.
It's going to be 72 or 76. If you're going to have 72, I guess you may as well have 76.
Yeah, I mean but like those are the games where people fill out the bracket, and you could fill it out before the game's done. That it's going to be one of those. Maybe more people will pay attention to those because those are now affecting higher seeds. So you might want to keep an eye on that. But yeah, like the tournament still doesn't officially start until the field of 64 gets set. So what have we added to this? Yeah, more basketball, but is it good basketball? Debatable.
So if they pass it, then, well, first off, when are they going to vote for this? When, it's been presented, I guess maybe now it's being considered. I don't know if there's a specific time that they all come together and vote on stuff like this. I don't know the rules.
I know there is, but I don't know off the top of my head when that is. But I know that these conferences and so on, they're all going to get together and vote on it. I just don't know when that is, and I didn't see in the article I read earlier that where that's going to happen or when.
So what we're finding out though is Keon Rose, you ain't for it. You're against it.
I'm against it, and for the same reason, that when in college football introduced the playoff, I said, oh, here we go, because now people are happy. We'll finally have 4 teams. Like we're going to reach a point where 4 is not enough, because there's going to be some team that's outside at 5 or outside at 6 that's left, crying on the doorstep. So you expand it to make those teams happy. Now you got a 12-team playoff. You think 12 is going to be enough for everybody eventually? Like we're just letting in teams right now that they're not going to win anything. And for the most part, like maybe they could go on a run, but it's going to be once every 25 years. The Cinderella that played in and went on a run is finally doing something. It's not going to be an all every year thing. Largely, we have added more useless basketball to a tournament that's already really good.
I think I can speak for Randy on this. I think I can when I say we want all 76 teams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We want
I know
every
why,
single game that's possible to be had.
Yep. Amen. Yep.
It's just that.
Keon, you're missing the point here.
I am not missing the point. I very much understand the point. I am a basketball fan first, though. And so that is my priority. I want to see good basketball, and we've got
If you can't be a fan of bad basketball, you don't deserve to be a fan of good basketball.
I don't know that that's
Are you a
necessarily
real
true.
fan or not?
I don't know that that's
Are you
true.
an American fan or not?
I very much am a fan of good basketball, and I don't think that not liking bad basketball for the sake, because if that logic applies, you'd watch the UFL.
Look, if it gives us
It's
some
bad
time
football.
off,
UFL's not giving us days off, Keon.
Yeah.
Well,
If
okay,
it's-
then
if
just
it's
say
giving
that.
us days
That's
off,
my
I'm
point.
a fan of it.
Your
Are
issue
you
is
for
not.
it or are you against it? Because if you're against it, you're against us.
I'm against it.
Oh,
all these
right.
off days. Do I
All
I
right.
get paid for those?
Not with that attitude.
Well, when that happens, I'll be on your side.
Damn.
Some of these days off work, man, hurts my bottom line.
It's always about money with you.
Well, I am poor, so yes, actually,
It's all about money for you.
I heard that money is it's not everything, man. It's
yeah.
not
Well, as
the root of happiness.
as Kanye West once said before he lost his mind entirely, money isn't everything. Not having it is.
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
Bill's fan Russ says
for those of
Keon
us.
is right. Tom says, "Wow, we're finding out about Keon's character right now a little bit, aren't we?"
Yep.
I talk every day for 3 hours. If you haven't figured out where we're at right now, I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's not new.
Big George says, even if the NCAA is expanded to 100 teams, ASU would still not make the tournament as long as Bobby Hurley's coach. I knew that was going
It's just
somewhere.
like somehow, but actually they would have made the tournament. Actually, this time, not that that's a distinction you want. Yeah, we would have made the tournament if it had 100 teams. It's still not. You're not.
Well, going forward, if you are one of the teams between 65 and 72 or 65 and 76, people are going to make fun of you.
I
You're like,
don't think
well,
so.
now you're in the tournament, huh? Oh, good for you.
Because they already don't make fun of the play-in teams now.
They should. They should.
Mostly because they're not watching the game. But those teams are like playing so you've got the two teams that play in for the 16 seeds, and then there's two teams that play in for 12. You're just like that's not a team that you laugh at, because you could legitimately do something playing into that spot.
So there needs to be. I just got really hungry and I lost my train of thought.
That happens to the best of us.
It is that time of day, Jeffco.
I was thinking about beer too. I was thinking about beer. No, because Charo sent this thing over that shows the 16-ounce beer prices at NFL stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute that piece of paper came up, I was just, beer. Mm-hmm. And a nice cold frosty beer.
Oh, on a day like today, come on, yeah.
I'm inside, so I don't know, but beer is always a good idea. But it was the beer prices at the NFL stadiums, and somebody was like, "Wow, I can't believe they have the nerve to charge that much." I'm thinking, I think the beer would be more expensive at a bad team stadium, because you're like, I'll do anything to numb this pain.
And also the people aren't going to as many games, so the ownership is like, we're going to squeeze the people who will show up, because we got to make the money somehow.
Actually, it's the other way around in some of these places where the teams aren't great. My Colts, $8 a beer. It's a pretty good price for beer, man. And they're not bad, but they're not good. Arizona Cardinals, $8.13 for beer.
Wow. $8.13. Really?
Wow.
The cheapest beer in the league is the Detroit Lions, $6.25.
I'm going to Detroit.
They've started to play better, have better years, but they're keeping their beer prices down.
That's
good on
them.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, you can't drink the water here, so beer. Atlanta Falcons, also $6.25. I feel like that should be
free. What you did to those people and
handed out at the
well,
door.
not that last Super Bowl. Both Super Bowls you went to. What
Here's
you did,
a beer, you're going to need it.
You just.
But see, the Commandos have no business charging $11 for beer.
Well, the thing is, everything was too expensive there under Dan Snyder. So that's
where do you think the most expensive beer is sold?
New York.
I would say New England.
No, both.
No.
Philadelphia Eagles, $14.67.
Well, you know
beer.
what? That actually does make a lot of sense.
It's like $1 more than the number 2. That's the Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers. Both will charge you $13.75 for a beer.
That is a group of people you need to economically keep away from drinking too much beer.
It's California.
Philadelphia fans.
Philadelphia, yes, but
it's just like because you don't want them too drunk.
Yeah, no.
Like keeping those prices high is just a matter of practicality.
Right. Keeping the blood alcohol level down.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
No, but LA Rams, LA Chargers, $13.75. That's because everything is more expensive in California. The Las Vegas Raiders, $12 a beer. You're like, I probably pay more than that on the strip for a drink.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually good prices for Vegas.
Let's see, the 49ers, 11 and a half, along with the Saints and the Jaguars.
11 and a half.
The New York teams, Giants and Jets, $11. Seattle Sea Chickens, $10.50. I'm not going to read every single team, but as I kind of look down here, the Chiefs, they won the Super Bowl, $8.50.
Wow.
I don't think that these prices directly correspond with how good or how bad a team is, to be honest.
I think a lot of it has to do with how expensive are things in the area where that team is.
Could be. The standard of living.
Yeah. And I also think that maybe how long a team's been bad. Because if you've been bad for a long time and then suddenly you're good, you might just keep the prices the same.
The Chieftains have been pretty damn good the last, I don't know. Yeah, decade.
Yeah, something like that. Give or take. So, the average price for a beer in the NFL in general, $9.56.
Well, I'm happy that the Cardinals have $8.13.
That's pretty nice. All things considered.
Who's got 13 cents in their pocket, though?
Well, no,
you usually don't you put it on your debit card?
I know, but the fact that the Ravens, the Cardinals, and the Browns charge $8.13
is it before tax? Because it's probably a matter of getting it to round to an even number.
It'd always be an even number. Always, you got to make it an even number.
Well, yeah. So the number you're getting isn't the even number; it's the number before tax. And then
I get it.
Yeah,
it's still annoying.
It's annoying, but that's just you pay. You don't have to have 13 cents at the stadium, is what I'm trying to say.
Heavy Metal Maniac says a 25-ounce hard seltzer at the ballpark, $18.
What?
You know what? That's good. But anybody who drinks a hard seltzer deserves to be removed for their money.
At what ballpark? At the Diamondbacks ballpark?
$18 damn
for a seltzer?
Keep in mind, I was giving you NFL prices. Heavy Metal Maniacs, how much is just a beer, a 16-ounce beer over there at the ballpark? Don't tell me about stuff I'm not going to drink, and I think that no one should drink. Tell me about the beer. Kringleberry says those prices sound amazing. Arizona Rattlers at Desert Diamond Arena, tall can of beer, $20.
There's no way. There's no way. I would not pay that. I simply would not. I simply
pre-game
would not.
If that's the case. Pre-game and get an Uber. Show up drunk. Don't do that. Wow. And for what you're watching, okay. Baker's Cocky Hen says Chiefs fans should get free beers at the stadium. Less likely they'll die in the snow outside after the game. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They give them just some free hot chocolate instead.
Yeah, I mean,
good point right there.
The beer warms you up longer.
Big George says, why are the Jacksonville Jaguars charging so much for beer? That's not a wealthy city. It's really redneck over there.
It's for how long they've been bad. Have
I
you
don't
seen?
think that's why they're charging that much.
I don't know. I just know my entire childhood and most of my adult life, until very recently, getting butts in seats in that building, it was never a sellout in Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville. Okay.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal Maniac says a 16-ounce beer at the Chase Ballpark that we're hawking is $11.99, and another one is $12.99. Wow, I guess baseball beer is more expensive than football beer.
Like a Coors Light, $11.99. A Modelo is $12.99. Then is that what you're saying?
Probably something like that. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Coors Light, they're selling a soccer jersey, and the thing is, I like the idea of this, but I don't like soccer or anything. Here's what I'm talking about. Okay. So they've decided that they're going to sell a chill soccer jersey, and it'll automatically keep you cool. It's like, here's what it does. It's got built-in thermal sensors that detect when your body temperature rises. It'll activate a cooling system that's in the shirt to help keep you cold. I don't know how it works, but it's $50, but it looks like that. I don't know, man. I don't know if I should be wearing a soccer jersey. But I like the idea of air-conditioned clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if I got something else with air conditioning and not a Coors Light shirt.
What are you looking for? Something else? What does that mean?
Just like a normal shirt, not a soccer shirt, and something that doesn't say Coors Light on it.
All right.
Just not a fan of Coors Light. I know you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, Coors Light's $11.99. Michelob Ultra is $12.99.
Oh, geez.
But Randy, it's Ultra. It's like
get the Coors Light.
I like air conditioned clothing idea, but I don't like Coors Light. I really don't like soccer. Can I get air conditioned clothing that's not these things?
I'm sure you probably could. Come on. You have to be able to.
You'd think, unless it's like proprietary technology by Coors Light.
Well, they do have cold beer, Coors Light.
I am terrified that LL Cool J is going to come crashing through the wall of my living room in that damn train and try to get me to drink this pea water at Coors Light. That's him in the train, right?
Yes.
That was LL Cool J, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And he forgot to play the music. Damn
He's
it.
way too cool for that commercial.
You had one job. Yeah.
So Coors Light only made 90 jerseys. So I probably couldn't get one anyway. You can try thechilledjersey.com. I don't know.
Why would you want a soccer jersey, though?
I don't want a soccer jersey, but I want some air-conditioned clothes so I'd go out and do stuff in the yard.
Even though it's a soccer jersey?
I had to grill at 6 o'clock right after the show. Man, my wife times it. She's got all the meat ready, and I walk downstairs. She hands it to me before I've hit the last step, and I walk out there, light the grill, start grilling stuff. And at 6 o'clock, that sun is hitting me direct as I stand there in front of my grill. About 15, 20 minutes later, I'm in the shade. But it was hot out there. And it's just 115 today.
Got a giant pool right next to you. You could jump in, get all wet, then come out.
People think that, but that's not logistically as simple as that.
It used to work for me. When I was cutting the yard, I had the pool. I would jump in,
drag a bunch of water inside.
I see. You'll be dry before you go in.
No, I won't.
All right.
Cardinal Art says, I'm with you, Jeffco. Call an Uber, stop at Fry's, buy a 30-pack of beer for $18.65, and then just show up good and buzzed. Yeah, with some friends. That's the pregame and an Uber is the way to go.
A 30-pack and you're just good and buzzed?
Well, that depends on the person. As I said, with a friend. Or two.
Or six.
Well, 30. Yeah, okay. Maybe, maybe you're right. Maybe
Thank
six. Eric gets 5 beers. Eric gets 5 beers.
All right, there we go.
Well, I brought a 7th friend. There's not enough to go around.
It's coming out of yours.
The Tom says, wow, when I was in Germany, 1997, Stein of beer was 6 Deutschmarks, which is $3. Coke was $9 and room temperature, $13 for a can of beer. Yeah, Germany sucks.
In Germany.
There you
They're
go.
still trying to stick it to you.
I know. They were blitzing your wallet is what they were doing right there.
Yep, that's exactly right.
All right, we got to take a break. And when we come back, I don't know what we're talking about, but we're talking about it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NHL Stanley Cup Finals continuing on Friday night. The Edmonton Oilers hosting the Florida Panthers in Game 6. Edmonton has won back-to-back games after Florida took a 3-0 lead. Edmonton minus a goal and a half Friday night, plus 215 on the puck line. The Panthers getting a goal and a half, minus 265. On the money line, Florida plus 100. Edmonton minus 120. And the over-under goal total is at 5.5. A win by the Panthers. They win their first ever Stanley Cup, while Edmonton's trying to force a Game 7 on Monday. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call. 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th. So when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city, 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph, I think we should change the name of our show.
To what?
Let's call it 30 Years Sports Talk Interview Fun Time.
What kind of name is that?
Well, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
We talk about sports.
Sure.
We interview personalities from the Arizona sports scene.
Okay.
And we have fun.
Dude, are you done?
For now, yes.
Look, Neil, all this is true, but let's just stick to our regular name.
Okay, Ralph, but I think my name is better.
Anyways, it's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So I was reading up about Rickwood Field and the very storied place there in Alabama. And I just, there's so much ridiculous history on this that I was just like, okay, I started reading this whole thing about it. Rickwood has been America's oldest ballpark since 1991 because once they demolished Kaminsky Park, Well, that made them the oldest. And I started reading all these little factoids about how the chalk outfield foul lines, they had to dig them up, and layer upon layer of chalk had accumulated over 100 years. And so they had to dig down 18 inches to remove all the chalk.
Wow.
That's amazing. Now they just spray paint the lines on.
Yeah.
That field's been open since 1910. And it was funny because it was put together by industrialist Rick Woodward. And he purchased the Birmingham Coal Barons after the 2009 season, right? So he's like, all right, but here's the field. So he threw out the first pitch. The actual first pitch, he made himself a player on the team so he could throw out the first pitch himself. He didn't play again. He was just doing this for fun, right? So he put on he played in college, but he played catcher, but whatever. So he puts on a uniform. He gets on the mound at the start of the game between the Barons and Montgomery. First pitch was called a ball. He argued about it, got ejected. That sounds like sounds like a guy that you'd about want to have a beer with, right?
Okay.
So the Barons won that game, and that was kind of an interesting story. So I'm reading this, I'm thinking, okay. And then they say, the dirt that they put on that field that now is from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, which is the same place that supplies the dirt for 25 other major league ballparks. And they've done some renovations on it and made it look nice. They say they put Bermuda grass, Tahoma 31. They put that on there, same as what's at Angel Stadium. And then they talk about, how the original outfield fence was made out of wood. And the outfield was just enormous. They had distances of 470 feet to the left field foul, 478 to the center, 448 to right field, and then 335 to the right. And they're like, you put a 10 feet concrete wall right there where the wooden one was, but it was so far that home runs were just about impossible. So the inner wooden fence got built. Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff like that. And I'm reading along. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's pretty. And about a lot of the Negro League teams that played there and all the factoids. And Willie Mays would go there and watch games when he was a kid and stuff like that. Now, Babe Ruth went and played a game there. And, and that was where he says, I can't help it if I'm fat, and just interesting stuff. And then I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. These are so many interesting facts of things that happened at Rickwood Field and a place known for Negro League greatness. And then I see here on this bullet point, Rickwood hosted Klan rallies. What?
It is Birmingham. It's a venue in Alabama.
Yeah.
But you can't, what you doing Negro League games, and I had so much hope for this to be a cool place, and now
they didn't have just Negro League teams there. They had also white teams there in a different league, and
but they weren't allowed to play each other. I'm not wrapping my head around this well.
No, they didn't play each other. They were in two different leagues, and when the one Barons team was gone, then the Negro League Barons team would play there, and when the other Baron team, the white Baron teams, was there, they would welcome everybody, but only in the right field bleachers could people of color sit. They wouldn't let them sit in the regular grandstand
because of the checkers rule that they had.
Yeah, right.
That's what it was called, the checkers rule. There's what it was in the Jim Crow law. It shall be unlawful for a Negro and a white person to play together or in the company of each other in any game of cards, dice, dominoes, checkers, baseball, softball, football, basketball, or similar games.
Yes.
I just can't believe at any point that was on a piece of paper and people were like, yeah, that makes sense.
It's not that hard to believe when
can't
you read the other things that people said and did back
know.
then.
I mean, go on the internet and you'll know why. It's still there, but it hurts me to see this. I'm like all happy. I'm like, yeah, this Rickwood Field place is cool. It is that they hosted Klan rally. What? They had 23,000 racists there, 7,000 robed Klansmen, 1,000 new members who got initiated, and then they had a drill team from the women of the Klan and the Klan band. and a firework display.
It wasn't an underground group. That was a public-facing group.
Makes you want to burn the place down now, doesn't it?
No,
like just
because to me, I think the history of that place, you take the good with the bad. I don't think that's it's a complicated place because of the two things that were there. That you obviously did have the racism in that building, but you also had, the Black history in that building. And if you burn one, you are burning the other.
You know what? You just basically mentioned America right there, I guess, didn't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like there's so much stuff in this country that if you look at anything, it's like, oh, that's a cool thing. Oh no, if you look too deeply into a lot of things that have happened over the course of American history, you can find the dark side of it. On the one hand, World War II, the U.S. did obviously great things going over and ending that war, but also Japanese internment camps happened. Like it's
World War II.
It's two sides of the coin. You can't. Our country's history is complicated, and some stuff you just can't get rid of because you run the risk of forgetting it, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's a wiser way, I guess, of looking at it than my brain just suddenly just hit that roadblock of a Klan rally.
Now that the moderation on Twitter doesn't exist, really, there are people who have said some things that, quite frankly, sound like they'd like the Klan to come back. That's the kind of stuff I don't want us to forget.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like that history.
Doomed to repeat it if we forget it.
Yeah, like we can act like it's all in the past, but the thing about the past is it can come back. I forget what historian said it, but he said history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Like it comes back. If you don't pay attention to it, it comes back.
I don't want to forget it. I don't want to deny it. I just wish it weren't this way. I guess that's what it is. I mean, I was just having a nice time, man. There's so much history. I'm reading all these things and just like Klan rally.
And I don't know if they're going to have it on TV again, but they did have a little thing on the ESPN last night about the Birmingham Black Barons, and it was really cool. Those guys were awesome.
This would be like, for me, let's say I meet this girl when I'm single, right? Oh my God, she's beautiful. This is a beautiful girl, and she's got beautiful hair, and she's got the same sense of humor as me. And everything we talk about, it's magical. And she likes the same foods and the same movie show and the same TV and oh my God, everything is like, I'm just losing my mind. This girl, she's and which is basically my wife now, right? But this is an alternate universe thing here. But let's say that, you like a beer? I like a beer. Oh, you like a football? Oh, I like a football. Yeah, okay. And you get in the car and she's like, here, you relax. You've had a few drinks, so I'll drive you home. Oh my God, designated driver too. And she's like, here, let me turn on the radio. Why did you roll? He just jumped out of the car. Why did you do that? That's what that feels like. It's like, but me finding out that the woman of my dreams loves country music, I think pales in comparison to finding out that a historical sort of lovely place also Klan rallies. You know what I mean? Just hit me right in the nuggets.
If you were in Birmingham, Alabama, and you threw a rock, you'd have an easier time hitting places. You'd have a harder time hitting places where Klan rallies didn't happen.
Yeah,
that's Birmingham.
By the way, my wife hates country music, so
good for you.
All's well. I'm just saying, if I'd been in the car with her and all of a sudden country music came on, I'd be like, no, why can't I have one thing? But I guess if we're gonna, you're right. You can't just wash away the bad. And there's so much good that did happen at Rickwood Stadium, Rickwood Field, I guess. So anyway, I just, that was something. But I thought my favorite part when I was reading is about Babe Ruth, when he was talking about how he was like, I know I'm fat. I can't help it if I'm fat. He says, I'm trying to work it off, and I'll probably get down to playing weight one of these days. And if I don't care. I'll hit homers anyway.
That's the thing about hitting home runs. You can go around the bases as fast as you want to.
Take your time.
Or as slow as you want to.
Or as slow as you want to.
Yeah.
You don't have to run.
So
nice jog.
The longest home run ever hit at Rickwood, 467-foot homer over the wooden scoreboard in left field, struck the outer concrete barrier halfway up. The wall has an X mark right where it hit, right there. They put a little X on it. And then later on in the first integrated game ever played at Rickwood, Musial hit a 484-foot homer over the roof in right field. Reggie Jackson himself once hit a 2-out walk-off grand slam well over the wall in right center. I guess that's 390, but still. Anyway, it was just, I don't know. Well, okay, I feel better now, having read and enjoyed all these things and been like, you did what?
It's complicated. Like everything in America, but specifically the South, it's complicated. Also, sometimes, right now in that game, bottom of the third, St. Louis leading San Francisco 5-3.
Yeah, I don't care about those teams.
I'm just saying they're playing there right now. So just in case anybody,
you should take a look. If you get near a TV, check it out on Fox. Take a look at that field. But as far as the teams go, who gives a crap? Speaking of complicated, listen, I don't give a care about Justin Timberlake. I really don't. Seems like a nice enough guy. But he got a DUI or DWI, whatever they call it. They found more in him than just alcohol. Cocaine, other drugs.
Molly was one that I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Ketamine, was that one of them?
I don't remember ketamine, but
just
maybe.
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah. It was
there is a medicine cabinet in Justin Timberlake.
He went to his drug dealer and said yes.
So here's the thing, though. Now, he was arrested. They tested his blood. They found those things. There's no denying those things were inside him, and he was driving while impaired. But Justin Timberlake's lawyer says, I'm looking forward to vigorously defending him against this charge.
Vigorously defending. Okay.
I mean, that's what your lawyer's supposed to do.
Yeah, but just maybe not talk. Maybe this is one where you don't need to speak to the press. Because
not really.
If you vigorously get him off,
you're going to have to rephrase that one.
Yeah, you're going to have to rephrase that.
you just,
yeah, I probably should have worded that.
Just phrasing.
I just feel like if Justin Timberlake gets out of this in any way, it's going to make him look bad. Right now, he looks like somebody who made a mistake. Somebody maybe who has more stuff going on in his life than maybe we knew, and maybe he needs to take care of some stuff in his life, right? At this moment, hey, that could be anybody can make a mistake. But if you go get a lawyer and he snakes you out of this, now you look bad. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't that make you look kind of like a jerk?
I guess it just feels like Hollywood, man. Like that's what a lot of them do. And like there are stories about like cover-ups and stuff in Hollywood that just you go, you should have taken responsibility for that. That was really bad what you did.
Yeah,
and
they take it head on.
They don't though, because they have the money to pay somebody who can make a strong enough case for them to skirt the law. It's a story as old as that city.
Big George says, Jeffrey, that's just good lawyering, defending this client. All lawyers represent scumbag defendants, say the same thing. Yeah, but this guy saying, I'm going to vigorously, I can't wait. He says, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this. You should be looking forward to this. Your client did something reprehensible, something dangerous. You should be looking out for his best interests, not trying to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to kick their ass.
Well, I think he's doing what's in his own personal best interest, because he's not worrying about the morality of the thing. It's just like, this is how I can get more clients. If I can defend, a client this famous in a situation where he's clearly wrong, guess who else is going to pay me? Other people who think that I can get them off of whatever charge they've got going on. So that's why he says that.
Fine, your lawyer can be a scumbag, but Justin Timberlake, don't be a scumbag. Take responsibility. Baker's Cocky Hens says, did you guys see the video of the drunk lady throwing poker chips? No. What are you talking about?
No.
You're going to have to
no idea.
Put us up on that one.
Cardinal Art says, hey, Keon, didn't MJ play for the Barons?
He did.
That's right. The minor league.
The minor league team. But yeah, same. I don't know if it was Rick would necessarily, but he did play down there, and I wasn't in that area at that time, but I had a mentor over there who was basically doing local radio at that time, and they basically sent him on down to Birmingham to go see if you could get anything from Michael Jordan, and it was packed and like the traffic in the area. They didn't have the infrastructure to deal with all of the people who came to see Michael Jordan play baseball. So yeah, it was a wild time.
So here's something else. If you are a golfer, if I tell you a 15-year-old just golfed 1 under 71, are you ready to quit now?
No,
because Charlie Woods, Tiger Woods' is spawn, he actually won this tournament. That now he's going to go play in another tournament. He's qualified for the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship,
following in his dad's footsteps.
1 under 71. I would guarantee that the under 80 and people are like drinking beer and lying about it. You know what I mean? Most people golfing, if you get under 80, you're like, woo! Am I right, Randy? 80 is like kind of like the standard.
80 is huge.
If you get under 80,
amateur hackers, 80 is huge. Yeah, but from what I understand, Charlie Woods is a golf geek like his dad.
Just saying, though. If you spent your entire life golfing, and this kid just walks up 180 71, what?
Well, I mean,
what have I done with my life?
Charlie has essentially spent his entire life golfing,
No,
just like his dad did.
Yeah, he's a prodigy. I get it.
Yeah,
but that's enough to make you rethink some things, isn't it?
Why am I out? I think most golfers that are comfortable with who they are, they don't worry about that. That happens all the time. I mean, I could go out and get my ass kicked by an 80-year-old guy who golfs every day. I mean, it doesn't matter.
So Big George asked Chris Garagiola on Twitter. Remember he said, I'm going to contact him?
Yeah.
That's how he contacts everybody.
On Twitter.
On Twitter. But then Berg found a post from the Arizona Diamondbacks that show players, looks like they're getting on a train.
I told you, Berthiaume said
it's a short trip.
They're riding the rails.
It's really, you can get your own cars.
I still want confirmation.
It's not difficult to get on the train and just go up there. I mean, it's faster than anything else. It's literally.
Right. I just can't. I had no idea.
And flying isn't practical. It's so DC and Philadelphia. There's a reason why those two cities hate each other, and New York too. Like, it's just not that far.
I'd ride a train.
I mean, that just kind of throws me back to the 40s and 50s when ball players would travel by train. From one place to another, before they started having this luxurious chartered flight business. These guys would get on the train after a ball game or after a series and go to another city. I mean, that's the old baseball style. I think it's cool as hell.
No, I agree. And Arizona Diamondbacks social media says, heading to Hogwarts, shows the guys getting on the train. Somebody who runs the social media for Arizona Diamondbacks never played sports. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
O'Reilly. Eliminate carbon and varnish deposits with Lucas Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up. A clean fuel system can increase performance and fuel economy. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Treatment for just $9 and get 2 times O Rewards points. In-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all students, first grade through high school, regardless of proficiency level. Learn more today at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit IQannuity.com.
This is Brad Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and Big George just sent me. Did he direct message you, or where is that? He got a response from Chris Garagiola. Says sure did. They did take a train for real. All right. Where was that? Because I didn't see that on the Twitters. But good for you. Yeah, do me a favor. Don't use my real name when you tell people you're trying to. You know.
That message didn't require names at all.
Yeah, there was really no reason for that.
It really didn't. I just
don't know why you did that.
Oh man!
All right, well, I stand corrected. I just I figured figured they would get on a regular old train, but that's awesome. Cool, man. That's very cool. Let's talk a little football before we run out of time. I noticed something, and I've always wondered about this, and I guess A.J. Brown wondered about it too. So here's what I'm talking about. So Travis Kelce and George Kittle, they all got together. Greg Olsen, all the tight ends got together, and they have a tight end university where they all come and, because these guys aren't competing against each other directly, right? They're tight ends, and tight end's a very specific position. And, it's the release valve or the protection for the quarterback. So when Dak Prescott says, hey, you're the quarterback's best friend. Well, yeah, that's a true statement. And it kind of seems true between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So, they have tight end university. They get it all together and they do sort of drills and they learn stuff. And Dak Prescott shows up and he's like, hey, I'll throw the ball for you guys. And, there's some educational moments and some fun and everything like that. And everybody who walks out says, yeah, I'm a better tight end for having done this, every year, hanging out with these guys. It's like in a sorority. It's like fraternity. It's like a fraternity of brothers, just everybody's hanging out and, getting better at their position. And so A.J. Brown from the Eagles, like, why don't we have a wide receiver camp? Why isn't that not happening? And, I think wide receivers are more competitive with each other than maybe tight ends are.
They're divas.
But yeah, that's going to be a lot more drama than tight end. You know this guy like George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Greg. These are like salt of the earth
Mark
type
Andrews,
guys.
Yeah, these are bring your lunch pail to work kind of guys.
Yeah, I don't remember a diva tight end. Do you?
Very few.
Tony Garcia, maybe a little.
Yeah. No, not really.
Yeah, he looks like he plucks his eyebrows.
He looks like he should be, but he's not actually.
No, he's not. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's actually really chill dude.
So, but the wide receivers, I don't even have to tell you. I don't even have to start listing off the names.
This offseason alone, Stephon Diggs forced a trade from Buffalo to Houston just this season or this offseason.
Yeah, I don't have to talk about
that almost
the
never happens with yeah.
I don't got to talk about these guys. You know who I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking. So, but yeah, why not? Why not, instead of some of the things they do, I mean, get together with guys who do what you do and learn from that. And listen, the offense doesn't play against the offense. So there's no animosity. There's no like sort of competition. It's like, hey, let's all learn this together and let's be good together. We can still have our competition. Like, hey, I got more yards, or look at me, I'm faster. But everybody can get better together if they do these things. So, I mean, I don't know how are there positions. I mean, it would be a rougher and more dramatic situation with wide receivers, but are there some positions this wouldn't work for?
It'd be hard to find one that it wouldn't work for. Seems like a good idea all around.
Quarterbacks getting together, getting in a room with film and just like,
yeah. Now I think there are some offensive coordinators and coaches who might go, now hold on, what are you telling these guys?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Maybe not the quarterbacks.
You can talk about your process, but don't start giving away our terminology or our verbiage or whatever alerts we have when we see a defense. Don't give that stuff away.
So maybe just positions, but not quarterback. Okay, kickers probably could.
Yeah,
learn some sort of technique. I feel like that's a half-day camp.
I don't know that that's a half-day thing because it is such a. You don't have to be bad for very long for your job to be over.
Aren't the tight ends though essentially just getting together and learning more about their craft from each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I mean, why wouldn't why wouldn't other guys do the same thing? I mean,
the wide receivers are divas, like he said. So running backs seem to have a group of they get together and have group texts about the money situations and about how hey, hang in there, man, because the tide rises with all So, but then I don't know how mad they get when people just go ahead and just sign the deal that oh, why'd you do that?
Well, because you do have to take some money, like because of the sport and because of how replaceable that position is largely. There are some specific exceptions, but for the most part, I think everybody understands that you're getting underpaid. You're just going to have to live with that to some degree.
I think the tight ends, like you said early on in your conversation about this, Jeffrey, they're a different breed. I mean, when I was in high school, left-handed pitchers were a different breed. They were just weird. Mm-hmm. I mean, they might be talented as all get out, mm-hmm. but I remember one guy. My coach would tell me go out to the mound and talk to this guy because he was he's getting beat up a little bit. So I would call timeout. I'd walk out there, and the guy's waving me back to home plate. Don't come out here. Don't come out. We almost fought on the pitcher's mound because I said, I'm coming out there to talk to you because that's what the coach told me to do. Well, I don't care what the coach told you to do. I mean, left-handed pitchers are a different breed. They're weird.
Yeah, well, there will be no left-handed quarterback camp then.
And
well, Kelsey's I'm just saying, tight ends are that kind of strain of guys.
Yeah, like Kelsey's a little odd. Kittle's a little odd.
Right.
Mark Andrews is a little odd.
Yeah. See,
like the guys that play that position.
Yeah. Travis Kelce has to pretend like Taylor Swift can dance.
Watch me break this beer over my head and drink it.
They're skill position guys, but they're also linemen. Like that makes you an odd person relative to everybody else there on the field.
That's why this thing works, I think.
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's getting late. We got to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1889, the Louisville Colonels set a Major League Baseball record that still stands to this very day by losing their 26th consecutive game in a 3-2 loss to the St. Louis Browns in 11 innings at Eclipse Park in Louisville, Kentucky. The Colonels finished the season with an abysmal record of 27 wins and 111 losses. Back to me, Jeffrey. Yeah, there's something else about them. They also have a record. They lost 5 straight games in 2 days because they used to have triple headers. And so one day was a triple header, the other day was a double header, and bam, they lost every single game. They closed that thing down like 10 years later. And by the way, Louisville is still the only American city to ever lose a Major League Baseball franchise and never have another one come back. They would we're never going back.
Well, I mean, that's more of a basketball city, anyways.
That is how bad the Louisville Colonels were. 100 plus, like 150 years ago, bad, and they're like, yeah, it's too soon. We can't go back.
It's like Chernobyl. It's just every time the league thinks about expansion and they look at Louisville on the map, it's just that's still radioactive over there.
That guy
I don't know about that
is
one.
still loud 123 years later. Cardinal Art says, please tell my dumbass neighbor he's wrong on Michael Jordan playing for the Barons. And he owes us, pizza, wings, beer. Jeffco, pour him a shot of your strongest whiskey for him, Randy. Well, yeah, Michael Jordan did play for the Barons. Is that the question? He doesn't think he did?
It was at the time, a White Sox franchise farm team. So
the reason why he went,
Birmingham Barons.
The reason why, of course, because the Jerry Reinsdorf, who owned the Bulls, also owned the White Sox. So it was a very easy, natural transition for Michael Jordan. He could still work with at least somebody he recognized and liked. Your friend can Google this, by the way. There are pictures of Michael Jordan in a Barons jersey.
Yeah, it's right here.
Full uniform, helmet, the
pinstripes. Number 45, Barons uniform. And as a matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he bought the Barons a team bus because theirs was dilapidated and he was not going to travel that way.
No.
So he bought them a nice luxurious Barons bus.
If he wants to know more about it, there's a 30 for 30 called Michael Jordan Rides the Bus.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hey, George, this Chris Garagiola, was that Twitter or someplace else? Because I can't see his response on Twitter, which probably means Chris Garagiola has blocked me. What did I do?
What a way to find that out.
Can you guys see the response from Chris Garagiola? All I see is the Birds response on there.
I'm not on Twitter.
I think I've been blocked. I never did nothing to that guy. I don't think. Maybe you can ask him that too. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow at 3. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.